All right, everyone, we are back with Clagnarok and Chai and Neopets the Darkest Faerie. Why don't you take it away? I'm so excited for this run.
Good morning, everyone. It is not morning. I'm Clagnarok, and this is the greatest game you've never played, Neopets the Darkest Faerie, and that is a great quote from my lovely commentator, Shai. She is also another very good runner of this game, and we're excited to show this off for you guys today. We'll be doing 100%, which requires getting every permanent upgrade, which is health, mana, armor, weapons, and shields, and then we're maxing out our luck meter. And we complete all main quests and all flags for those. We complete all side quests and all treasure chests, which is not any chest in the game, but specifically the ones you buy from like treasure maps. Anything else we should cover as we're going? Shai, do you want to give yourself like a little bit more of a shout out? I really didn't know how to start, so.
Hi, I'm Shai. I also speedrun this game, and I don't really know what else to say, so you can take it away, Clag.
Okay, well, yeah, this run is going to be quite hectic to start off, but it will definitely calm down probably like, I don't know, 20 minutes in, it should be pretty chill. We've got a lot of time. Anything else we need to do first?
No, just count me down.
All right, sounds good. Time will start in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so, like I said, the very first thing we're going to do is like probably 5 seconds into the run, where we're going to ignore everything our sister says, and we're going to run towards this bucket to pick it up in a very specific way. Just like that, and wasn't supposed to quit the game. It's fine. Just gonna... Okay, there we go. Fun little fact, if you've started the game already, or like hit a new game, it will make a different noise the second time you go through. Anyway, I was lying. So we're doing this glitch called Floating Item Glitch, or FIG for short. Basically, this is if we pause on the same frame that we pick up an item, we can either quit to the main menu and start a new game, or load a save, and that will cause the item to perpetually float in front of our face in any area where this item is loaded, and we'll skip all of the pickup animations for the rest of the game until we reset the console, which is about 2.5 seconds per, so it saves quite a lot of time. A lot of the stuff we're doing in the farm is just going to be casual, minus a specific jump I'm going to do here after grabbing water. But a lot of this game is focused around like this seamless loading aspect where there will be kind of square boxes around the world. And we can show this off with a thing we have called the zone map later. But it basically says, hey, you're in this area and you're touching this collision. We're going to start loading the next area, so you don't have this big ol'... Oh, this big disk load.
You got this.
There we go. So that there was a set of text cancels, as we call them. There's a couple ways we can refer to them, either like text cancels, text stacking jumps. It depends on who you ask, but what's happening is we're hitting select and then very shortly after hitting square, and it's opening the NPC's text box, or like buffering it, and when it does that, the game is saving it to the memory. And when we open another text box, whether that's an automatic thing or if we open one manually, such as the quit game confirmation text, that will allow, or I guess not necessarily allow, but that will forcefully overwrite the text box that is stored in the memory, causing it to close the other one by force and not having it appear at all. And if we're in the air, specifically holding L2 allows us to take advantage of this. But if we're in the air while we close a text box for an NPC, we will get our movement back and we will get our jump back. So there in the barn, I did a set of 3 of them. One was standing still and 2 of them while holding forward on the left stick to gain a ton of vertical velocity and some forward momentum as well to try and basically effectively teleport to the top of the barn. And then the rest of that was just we finished up the rest of our farm chores before getting told go to Meridel, and then you can just kind of come to the back of the farm and grab this ledge that's just ever so slightly too low and jump directly out of bounds. And it's kind of free, I won't lie. For the people that have played this game casually, or at least seen a little bit of it, you might know that there are 3 quests in Farm Roads here. One of them is actually behind a locked door, and that is Farmer Addison's cellar to kill the spiders. A neat thing with Hundo that was ruled, and Hundo was made before I started running, but the ruling for Hundo is that main quest we have to hit all flags, which can be a little bit awkward sometimes, where if you hit certain flags early, the quests will get stuck on your screen, or will be permanently there, etc. But for the side quests, we can do them in any order, so we don't actually have to necessarily pick up the side quest so long as the flag clears for it. And we can say pick up an item we need for a quest without having got the quest itself, which we'll see that a little bit later as an example, and then turn it in all at the same time. So there we talked to Farmer Addison specifically because he needs to basically unlock his cellar for us to be able to access it later. And the reason we're not doing it now is because the sword we have is kind of terrible. 1 second. That's not gonna work. Yep. Yeah, it really was. There we can buffer Wrong Warp, which our community member Neil Legend found. Not the Wrong Warp. The Wrong Warp has been known for a little bit, but buffering the Wrong Warp specifically, there's 2 drown frames. The first one is where you'll hear Tor make that, like, guttural, like, I guess yelp is not the greatest word, but close enough. And then the second frame is where the 2 timers start. So there's 1 timer for drowning, and if you were to leave the water plane while you're drowning by sliding, which is what we're doing there when we're upwarping onto the grass plane, the game won't know what to do and it'll start a game over timer, which unfortunately is very slightly shorter than the regular drowning timer. So normally, with just Tor here, if you were to let that just play out, you would end up game overing and just kill the run. Neil found, and don't ask me how, that you can buffer to that second frame and just wait just a hair, and it will delay the game over timer from starting. If you stay paused, the regular void timer will finish, and you'll go back to where you're supposed to be, but just that tiny little pause lets you not game over, and it will warp us directly from the backside of Meridel Outskirts directly to the front side right by Meridel Village. The last thing that I'll explain for now is that after this chase, we're going to go do 2 of the arena fights, one of which is going to give us our shield, which we have to do to become a squire. The other one is going to be used for setting up infinite money glitch. And that, in very, very plain terms, at the end of certain text boxes, there's tags that will say, hey, give like 500 Neo points or something. And when you're holding X with a text box open, the cursor for the text box that we can't see will scroll at a increased speed of 1/3, which isn't perfectly round. And there's certain numbers that the game is looking for to say, hey, I'm done with my text box when I'm equal to or greater than this value. And because it causes a very slight rounding error, the text box will actually overread to the incorrect line. And the game doesn't clear text boxes from the memory once they've been played. It just instead overwrites and pastes a new one on top of it. So what we're going to do after this second fight is I'm not going to talk to anybody after, and then I'm going to run over to a specific sign, hold X, and talk to it and let the whole text box play out. And that's going to give me 500 Neo points every single time we do it, up until 108,500. That's all that I have for now. If Shai wants to take away with some of the fun stuff with the arena here, or if we have any questions.
Yeah. So there is a ton of cut content in this game, if anybody doesn't already know. And one of the fun things about the arena is that the NPCs here in the arena actually have dialogue. but there's no way to access the dialogue. People have tried to glitch out of bounds and talk to the NPCs, and there's no possible way to do it. But there's two of those NPCs are named Dorf and Tiff, and they have quite an extensive amount of dialogue. It's very strange. And then, have we passed the food shop already, Clive?
Yeah, we just passed the food shop.
Did we?
I forgot about it. Yeah.
Oh well, it's fine. We passed the food shop a bit back there, and that also has a cut quest attached to it. The owner of the food shop is named Souter, and he was going to recruit you to cut the weeds in front of his shop, because apparently it was getting so overgrown he couldn't leave, or something to that effect. But yeah, he would have paid you good money for it.
Speaking of
Now
paying
we're
good
just-
money, we're
Yeah.
duplicating money.
Precisely.
And if you had any questions, now is a great time. We're going to be here for about, like, 2 to 3 minutes. Or if there's any sort of donations or anything or incentives that people are still donating for. I don't know. We're near the end of the week, so...
Yeah, we asked all of our incentives. We opened up 2 new ones and we still are past them. We did have 2 donations from one Opniz, one $5. Throwback to when I found you speedrunning this game for a different marathon. Lots of great new glitches discovered since then.
Yep.
They also donated $5 with a comment. 6-7.
I hate you.
I'm not reading that one again, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for the
Niz-
donation. No, that's not true. I will read it. I have to.
Yeah,
the support
Niz
is
loves supporting
appreciated.
me.
Oh yeah.
How can we donate? You can donate with ! Donate. You can go to licensedonpawn.live/donate and send in money. Strictly speaking, anytime you send in $5 to say something like, say, 6-7, unfortunately, I am obligated to read it out because your donations help support the Transgender Law Center and their fight to make all people free.
This is good stuff. This is good marathon.
Yes, it is.
That was smooth. I won't lie. I did like the pause before ! Donate.
Yeah, because I was typing ! Donate in the chat when I said that. I have been doing it for 7 years, so I better be at least halfway decent.
That's a long time. Okay, wow.
Yeah, I turned 30 last month. I feel old.
Happy birthday.
I turned 24 like 7 months ago.
Happy birthday.
Don't tell me that.
Fine, my sister's still older than you, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's fine.
There are a lot of people older than me.
Yeah, well, I can rag on her.
Yeah,
It's
it
all
happens all
good.
the time.
These are probably the worst
can I-
dupes I've had in the last month.
I really appreciate that this is a lot faster than the money dupe that I've seen before. The previous one, you talked to some blue frog dude, and he had 2 text boxes to go through.
Oh, that's
This
an old
one is much faster and a much shorter text box, and it's only 1, which is nice.
Yeah, this one takes about 0.9 seconds per dupe. The one we do in all the other runs currently is, or I guess, the 2 any% runs is with Ulfric, and he has 3 text boxes, and only the first one gives us money, and it takes about 2.5 seconds per dupe. But you're also only duping, like, 12k, which is for 24 dupes, so, like, it's not really
this
that
is
bad.
all the money we're gonna need in the run, probably.
Ideally. Unless
If
something
things go
goes
well, I
horribly wrong.
imagine.
Yeah. That's always the key. I have a lot of numbers written down because I set up all of my practice saves finished about 2 hours ago. Can I please dupe? Thank you. And I was like, my numbers are slightly off. So let's hope all my numbers are right this time.
Rage.
That should be all we need. Similar with how I mentioned the text jump that we've done before, another thing we can do is canceling the text boxes from opening, and this is more pertinent with longer sets of text boxes. By doing that, it's the same effect. You're hitting select and then shortly after hitting square, and then I'm just canceling it with the quit game confirmation text. We won't do this on every NPC. Say Rory here, we're actually buying maps from him, so I have to confirm it, and if I do that, it will skip until the confirm or deny buying the map option. I choose the worst times to talk, because I have to spam really hard here. Okay. I went a little down, but I can open an extra chest later. Just bought too many, it's not a big deal. but with the tags that we had before, say on like the arena giving us money, that was at the end of the text box, and the text cancel will only execute the very beginning of the text boxes. So we can only do it on certain things that either say give us a quest, which usually it gives it to us at the very beginning of the text box triggering, or with things that either don't matter for quest progression, or it gives it to us immediately, which there's not a whole lot of those, but you'll see later, and I'll give it like maybe 2 minutes. When I come back to Master Torok, I'll have to spam through that text box of his, because if I don't, I won't get the signed sponsorship papers, and I'll be soft-locked. Which is super cool when I was routing the text cancels in, like, I don't know, maybe a month ago. Because I was like, oh, I just don't have anything. That's cool. It also happens with some of the permanent upgrades we need, so you just have to be really careful about what you text cancel. Just super awesome.
We love that.
We do love that. We talked to Ulfric there to get low gravity, and that'll be used for Bandit Cave Out of Bounds in just a minute. A lot of, aside from like the weird out of bounds stuff we're doing, a lot of Act 1 is setting up for Act 3, as well as just doing the quests mostly casually. There might be some weird routing here and there, but a lot of this is just going to be, hey, we do this, we're going to go back home, we're going to do the consent paper nonsense, and then we're going to come back, be squired, and then do all the training, and then we can kind of do some funky stuff after that. But until then, there's not a whole lot of crazy stuff going on.
I can yap about the Corbin the Crusher quest if you want.
The who, what?
Corbin the Crusher, that's what his name is.
No idea. Go for it.
The quest is actually called Bounty Hunt, and you would have gotten it from the guy in the recruitment center, Kendrick. And yeah, he basically would have sent you out into Dragonac Ridge to kill a bandit named Corbin the Crusher and retrieve some stolen loot. And, I mean, it would have been something going on in Dragonac Ridge, at least, because, like, me and Clag were just saying what yesterday, it just feels empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very odd, but there's definitely a lot of places that are not, you can tell they're not finished. Some of them is just like, that's a weird aspect, and it just happens that it's, like, remnants of a cut quest that we'll see later. But a lot of it's just like, this feels not finished. Because it isn't.
Very much so.
That was Bandit Cave Out of Bounds, by the way. We just kind of spin. I'll hit on this once so I can just briefly touch it later. I know I'm cutting you off.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Whenever we do a spin, specifically with low gravity as Tor, we will stop falling. Like, we won't lose anything on the y-axis, or at least not very much of it at all. And so whenever we're spinning with low gravity, we can just kind of break physics and go wherever we want. And so a lot of places, we can spin beyond the bounds of water voiding planes. And there's going to be one up here in Shadowglen where, if you've played this game, you've probably experimented with the charge attacks with the moats. The bubble moat, which is that top left one that I have currently, has a spin attack when you charge it. And we can actually cancel the charge attack animation by like unequipping the moat and then re-equipping it, or equipping another one. And we can spam on and off of the water moat, or of the bubble moat rather, and it will just keep starting the spin animation, which, because we'll have low gravity, we won't lose height, and we can actually gain a ton of height in Shadowglen, where we're about to go next, and skip doing a long climbing section because we're able to not bonk on any of the walls that we're trying to spin up. And that was another finding by Neil Legend. Anyway, go on.
I was just gonna discuss Derek the Blade and all the cut content surrounding him, because he's somebody if you've ever played this game casually, you've met him at the very beginning of the game, because he's robbing Kelly the Quick, but we skipped all of that.
Spoiler?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
But yeah.
Bandit robs people?
Derek was supposed to have like 3 extra encounters.
3 or 4, yeah.
Something like that. Where you were supposed to fight him and defeat him each time, and then on the final time he would have invited his friend Thud to come mess you up. But, you know, you defeat Thud and all is well in the farms. And there's still remnants of it, because, like, we'll see it later. There's random bandits just popping out everywhere in the farms later.
And
And there's dialogue
recently,
in it, too.
another player actually found that we can still spawn
Yeah.
Derek the Blade in Act 3.
That too.
But like only what we presume to be his last location, or one of them. But he doesn't do anything. You just kind of
Yeah.
kill him and that's it, and nothing happens.
Yeah. Shout out Screaming Demon. Thank you for documenting that.
We have quite a number of things. We'll pass by a number of like pets running around that you can't interact with that are supposed to be part of cut quests that we'll talk about. Some people that we presume are tied to like quests for like sneaking through the castle or something. We'll see him. There's a lot of things.
Yes.
There's a number of things in this game too that are just straight up broken. Like they're functioning technically, but they just either you can't access them for some reason or they just don't work. Postmaster Tilbar is one of those, which we'll show off in the content showcase if we have time. Where
Shout out to that.
in the 4th act of the game, he will give you a bunch of delivery quests, but the problem is that they assigned him to the wrong loading zone, so if you go to where he's supposed to be, he just doesn't exist there. And on console, you can do some weird loading shenanigans to like jump over the loading bounds, jump backwards, and then jump back forward again, and it will keep him loaded. Because we have access to a hack menu and some of the most wonderful modding team I've ever seen, Lizard, our like big brain as it stands, has made a patch for our hack menu that we put in that spawns Tilbar in a specific location that we can access. I hate you so much. I hate you so much. It did this earlier today too! What is this?
Damn, get owned.
It spawned 4 earlier today. Like, what is happening?
God, that's cursed.
Right? Yeah. So here, after I take this zipline, you're going to see the taking flight that Neil found that I was mentioning before with the bubble moat. It's going to be quite spammy. We'll see if I can actually do it right. It's always the fun part.
Got this.
There we go. I was a little scuffed, but it was fine. It was good enough. I made it up.
It worked.
Cool.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid. There's technically another place we can do it, but it kind of got obsoleted because we can just run up a ledge with low gravity instead, which is kind of sad, but it's a neat trick.
Shout out to the cut giant jumpy monster tentacles that we will get to see later, possibly.
Possibly. It's in the debug area.
Yeah, we're going to see them.
Bro's like, we're changing the donation incentive to 1,600.
Imagine.
You can't do that.
I thought about it, but it's too late for that now.
I thought about it.
like a few hours ago, like this morning at 1 o'clock in the morning when I was
Legendary.
Hey, fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so here we gotta stand and... There's a couple spots that the jumpy monster can kind of detect that you're standing for his, like, slam down trigger. And sometimes he can just kind of be a butt, and sometimes I'm just positioned poorly. That was fairly good. But normally he has 3 cycles, thank you. Because we have the Doggle Fox, and even without the Doggle Fox actually, with just a power potion and doing a little bit of a niche setup, you can kill him in 2 cycles instead. Which doesn't save a whole lot of time, but it's some time, so, you know.
It's upsetting how fast you did that.
Yeah, we get that a lot. There's worse.
Yeah, there is.
I know. Why is this? Okay, can you explain something about this bucket? Why is it still here?
So it'll only be here when we're at Tor's farm because it's the only place that bucket is loaded. But it's just a persistent glitch or a persistent part of floating item glitch. It would happen if we did it with like a fire moat in any loaded area because the moats are persistently loaded, or like a jumpy or something.
Fair enough.
So once we step on that little green plane way out in the distance, it'll just disappear again. And then we won't see it for like, oh god, like an hour and a half or something. So yeah. Just some fun little facts. If you haven't played this game, you like totally should casually. And we have a large speedrun community that like could use more people. Shout out, not shout out. Yeah, there's the bucket. Bye-bye.
Hi, bucket.
We also get to do that fun little wrong warp again. Please, can I not bonk off of that? Thank you. Let's see if I game over this time. I've done it before. I have plenty of backup saves. That was really spicy. I did not like where that ran out. It's fine. There we go. Much better.
Perfect.
Not, not a great start, but it's fine.
It's perfect.
Here, I'm just gonna get low gravity on Ulfric, our best buddy, who likes to moan in our ear a lot in other categories. And I'm going to use that low gravity after becoming a squire, spoiler alert, to cross this moat and then access the door earlier and also have a bit of a straighter line to getting to the door of the castle. That, technically, it was a little hard to see, given the circumstances of it, but that is what we call a spin launch or a splanch. If you have low gravity and do a spin, if you jump on the first... If you're midair, it's more lenient, but if you jump on the first couple frames after the spin ends, you get a ton of extra speed and a little bit of extra height as well. Kind of like... not as effective as some of the cloak tricks we'll be doing later in the run, but it's akin to it, but it takes less setup kind of thing. It's really a which one is better in this scenario, which one loses less time. But for now, we don't even have the cloak, so we can't do anything about it now. Let's pray for good RNG here. The Neopets are a pain.
Rage.
We have a good setup to start. Let's just hope they're not walking into each other. This one looks fine. Those two are walking. That one's free. Okay, so there's only 5 of these Neopets, but we have to sneak up on them. A nice little a nice little terrible part of this game is that if you're in this like circle around Fauna, that lady there, or like facing towards her, you can't actually like go into your crouch state, nor can you interact with the Neopets for some reason, because this game is a perfect game with no bugs or flaws whatsoever. This is kind of bad. Also, if you didn't know, you can stand still so long as you're not holding square or anything else, actually, and they'll just walk at you. Which I learned only when my wife was playing casually, and I just saw her do it, and I was like, excuse me? You can just stand there? Since when? I keep looking over like I have a timer up, and I'm sad. I feel like this Neopets was like pretty decent.
Would you like
This
to know
was
your
pretty
time?
That will not help me.
good.
I know my split times for a lot of it. I know, like, exiting Act 1 is about 56 minutes, I think. So, like, I don't know. I might check in, like, entering Act 3, but we'll see. The rest of our chores are kind of meaningless, minus the fact that in this next area, there is this... Again, coming down to if you play this game casually, you probably have noticed this, but there is this juppy, which are these, that like, top consumable and bottom consumable there. There's one of them that is inside of a grate down in the sewers, where we're going now, for clog duty, that we can't grab no matter what you do to it. And somebody was just one day like, man, find the impossible juppy. Or, not find it, find a way to grab it, specifically. And so... I boot up stream, and Neil Legend and I are cooking, and we're like, man, what can we do? We try the thrust attack, which I will cut on that in a second.
Yes.
Don't call it a dash attack.
Yes. I'll call it what I want.
Yeah. We tried doing any sort of other cloak tricks we could think of. But then the cloak dash, which is one that you'll see us using a handful later in the run, actually lets us get enough speed that we're assuming we displace slightly into the wall and grab it through the wall, and that is the only recorded time we've ever seen it grabbed. And that ended up leading to one of, like, I would say it's probably one of the biggest quality of life skips in the entire run, and it's a pretty notorious one too. For exiting Act 1, we've gone through a sequence of different tricks, but I can touch on that later, but it led to a very good discovery that saves... I don't know. I think the fastest strat back then probably was like still a 40-second for exiting Sisters, and now it's 20 seconds or so. So, yeah. If you want to talk about your fun things with the cut attack, because I know you're foaming at the mouth to do so.
So whatever you want to call it, the lunge attack, dash attack, thrust attack, there's multiple different names for it. The cut quest description calls it a lunge attack, but the game manual calls it a dash attack. So it's really up to you. Either way, we're currently doing chores for Torak, but one chore that was cut from the game was whenever he was going to teach us the dash attack, lunge attack, whatever, thrust attack. And then he would have sent you into the kitchen to talk to Chef Henry and feed the hungry castle guests. And it would have been something like a mini game. And my personal theory is that the cut song "Hung" is what would have played there during that mini game.
There's a lot of cut mini games, or cut songs rather.
Yeah, tons of cut music.
Shout out Syst.
Love Syst. Syst is my favorite.
Syst is a very epic track that we believe would have been played whenever you're seeing the Faerie Sisters, which we'll see probably in about like 30 minutes here for the first time. And it just is replaced with like a default battle music track, and it's kind of sad, to be honest with you. It's kind of depressing.
I was gonna ask, what song does play there?
It's like the same one that plays at the final boss.
Oh, the Darkest Dark.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's Darf, or is Darf cut too?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Let me check my spreadsheet.
Too much nonsense in this game.
Oh, okay. Darf is cut. Never mind. So it's not Darf.
So we're spreading misinformation on the internet again.
We are. It's me this time. Shame.
Yeah, it's not Deesh this time.
It's shocking. Or you.
Yeah, shout out Deesh for spreading misinformation on the internet last time I ran Hundo at a marathon. Oh, please, Laszlo, I beg of thee.
I love Laszlo.
Hate Laszlo. We actually get to go do one of the most obnoxious quests as far as squire training goes, mainly just because the birds can just knock you down and be a pain. But there's one particularly hard ultra, which are what certain of the tech stack jumps are called, as ultras, supers, catapults, extensions, whatnot. It depends on what you're doing specifically input-wise. We can do it off of an NPC that nobody likes, to skip a long vine climbing session, because nobody likes anything that takes forever in speedruns, right? I messed that up so bad. There. A thing I haven't really mentioned, because I kind of forgot that I do it, is that you'll see me opening the consumable menu, or the moat menu, either way, and holding square. And that will instantaneously skip any text that pops up on the screen automatically, such as when those nests are breaking, or when we entered Meridel. Come on. Oh,
No,
come on.
Prunella, please.
What are we doing?
Prunella.
There we go. So that skips about an 18-second climbing section, I believe. It's a really tall wall, for no reason. Ignore my skill issues, though. Here, actually, and we can show this off later, you can kind of see a seam right there, but there is a cut castle entry, or at least we believe it was supposed to be like a backdoor entry to the castle courtyard, that is not used, but the transition is still in the game.
You basically would have broke through the wall into the castle courtyard, and
Presumably.
I'm really sad that it was cut, because that would have been really fun.
So I didn't get the ledge grab, let's go.
Mhm.
And this is our last bird nest. Please don't thin me into Azerbaijan. So that nest in particular is pretty bad. Sometimes the collision to keep you like off of the top of it doesn't work, and I don't really know why. I don't know if any of us really know why, but it can basically send you either just straight up into the air and then into that little like middle courtyard area and just waste a bunch of your time, or it can send you completely out of bounds and crash the game. So that's awesome.
We love that.
I hate that so much. There's so many stupid things with this game like that.
To be fair, we do break it a lot, and it shockingly doesn't crash most of the time. So when we do make it crash, it's kind of like, wow.
The Vault would like to speak with you.
The vault?
With Drake? Hello?
Oh.
Oh my god.
I mean,
He doesn't even know the names.
I didn't hear what you said.
Man.
The vault is glitchy, though.
The Vault likes to crash a lot.
Yeah.
here we are going to turn in that little side quest from Prunella to Sir Lawrence, and he's going to give us a silver neg, which is totally not important whatsoever. We're actually going to use that to defeat Pets later. Why did I let go of Square? I'm throwing! But that is the last of our training quests. We went through just learning basic 3-hit combos, which casual players love to neglect existing.
Amen.
The spin attack, which is honestly more useful than people give it credit for. Basic mote training, which people also love to neglect their motes. If you're playing this game casually, please just use your motes. You're not going to run out. Just use the motes.
We beg of you. Use the motes.
And the last one is just like, hey, you can deflect things, I guess. Which happens, like... Is there any time we actually have to do it other than that in the game? Oh, the end of the game. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Wow, that's really a useless mechanic, huh?
Yeah. Also, shout out to the mote alignments being broken. The game will lie to you about certain alignments.
Yeah, that's super awesome.
Some enemies that you think should be one alignment are actually another alignment. We think the devs just kind of messed it up before development and forgot to fix it. Who knows?
Probably. A notorious one is Narfus himself, who is like the, I guess technically third, but realistically, or no, technically fourth, but realistically third boss that we'll end up fighting. And the game is like, hey, he's fire aligned. I should equip water. And it's just like, no, he's not fire aligned. He's neutral.
All of the bosses in the game are neutral, despite them looking like they should have alignments. So if you're, it's a mess. If you're playing casually, use Novas on them. That's all you can. That's the only thing that does extra damage against neutral enemies.
Stop talking to me. I just bought 2 rock notes because I'm terrible at the video game.
It's fine.
Dogglefox, please.
Also, shout out Ixies being neutral for some reason.
Yeah, Ixies, which in site lore are like mutants or something, but they're pets regardless. They look like they should be Earth aligned, but they just don't have an alignment for no reason.
Like, whatever.
It's fine.
I feel like they should be fire, but whatever.
Okay, I bet you think Draconax should be dark.
Draconax should be dark.
They should be dark. Draconax are fire, if nobody knew that. Which,
it's
just a testament to prove that the little purple creature that is evil in nature is fire and not darkness. Like, excuse me?
Hello?
I'm
pretty sure all the... I'm sorry. I was just saying all the minions should have correct alignments, but I think they're, like, the only ones for the most part.
I think there's, like, the white minions in Act 3 that aren't right, but that should be it.
Forgot about them, but yeah.
So there you kind of saw me walk up a mound as soon as I came into Kogum, which is this area here. That was the place that we could have done the little, like, spin method up that we can just instead walk up. The reason that's important is that skips, like, a 10 to 15 second cutscene, I want to say. It's, like, fairly long. But the bigger problem is that it locks the shops until after we beat all the Ixies, like, to right now. And, A, that's slow, and B, if they lock the shops, we can't buy this very strong sword that, in old routes of Hondo, we would buy, after doing this first section here. So this will let us save a little bit of our moat since we're kind of limited early game. It won't become a problem at all in Act 3 and further. But we can kind of abuse the fact that we don't have to lock the shops by not hitting that cutscene, which isn't tied to a quest flag. And it'll let us kill things faster, is really the short of it. It saves like maybe 10 seconds or something. I also wasn't counting. I'm supposed to count to 20 here, but it's fine. I can just like visual this, and that should be fine, I think. I hope. If not, I'll drown here. Okay, we're good. Well, I can't say that yet. Okay, yeah, we're good. I just completely forgot that I was supposed to count there, because I normally use my timer.
It happens. It's okay.
If you play this game casually, which is going to be like a really common statement during this tour, you'll know that the run up to Ixie 1 here takes quite a while. So instead we can just shove our face into a tree with a speed potion active, and we call those speed clips. And just jump through the wall, and then do a really wide movement out of bounds to kind of avoid any sort of collision or drowning or anything, and come straight here. Please stop hitting me. Nice, double. Okay.
Nice.
That
GG.
wasn't great, but it was okay. This is the Ixie Chieftain. He's basically the one terrorizing the village of Kogum, and fun little morbid fact about this game. The lore here is that you're supposed to come up and kill the Ixie Chieftain. E10 game, by the way. And then take his eye patch as proof that you killed him. What's up with that? That's kind of crazy for a kid's game.
Oh, can I say, when I was working on my content script earlier, I was reading the dialogue for Dorf and Tiff again, you know, the arena NPCs, and Tiff, I think, actually says that the Ixie that we fight in the arena, like, they kidnapped him from Coghound.
Iphthal?
Like, yeah, like, they straight up just kidnapped the Ixie from Coghound and put him in the arena.
What the heck? What is with this game?
I know! I was like, what?
We have a Gigatad spotted. Our favorite boy. And then,
Shout out
unfortunately,
Gigatad.
we don't have any way to skip this cutscene. Either time. Yes, yes, bow to me. I know, I'm the greatest. I killed that guy or whatever. Tor's just better.
Roberta's better.
Roberta is not better. I went the wrong direction, but it's not that big of a deal. It's technically more optimal to go the other way around and walk up another ledge here. We like walking up ledges we're not supposed to walk up a lot in this run. Regardless, a fun little fact, this game loves game overs. So that water that I just walked over there is all game over water. As well as a number of game over pits that just exist for literally no reason other than to make you hate yourself. And then here, instead of, you know, leaving Kogum and going back home, because why would we do that? We're basically just going to finish off Kogum and get the Cloak of Heroes now, which is an Act 3 item, by doing that little clip there, and entering the Abandoned Mines, which we normally don't have access to. Need to go over here. It's not any percent. Grab that little hammer. I run too much any percent, man. Going back and forth between categories is not it.
I don't know how you do it, truly.
It hurts.
I could not. Yeah.
But here, we just have to go find the 5 miners of the Kogum village and go save them, basically. And then that's all. Casually, and in all of the other runs, you can actually just run to the mayor, like at the very end, beat the boss, and then leave with the mayor and never save any of the other 5 villagers. So that's kind of interesting. We just can't do that here because it doesn't count as hitting the quest flags. I also don't know if it removes it from the quest log, but I don't know.
I have no idea.
If you want to talk about our fun little friend Otto.
Shout out Otto. And also Elspeth. I don't know if we've gotten Elspeth already or not.
She's 4th.
4th. Okay, yeah. But Otto is a
SMH.
weird little character who only appears here in the mines when we rescue him.
Well,
And the only other time that we see him is whenever he is face first into a rock outside of the mines.
which we won't see in the run, unfortunately.
Yeah, sadly. And he has a ton of dialogue that we don't normally get to see in the game. And it's implied from that he was supposed to be an NPC that we would have encountered somewhere in the Kakiam Steppes. And yeah, I really wish he would have been included.
He just he's standing there, you just can't talk to him, which is the weirdest thing.
Right?
But yeah, he's referred to, so I've learned recently, as the Blair Witch. Take note
Blair
of
Witch
this.
Scorchio.
Take note of that character. She's a
Elspeth.
yellow Akar. Her name is Elspeth. Yeah, she'll be on the quiz later. Don't worry.
Yeah. Also, sorry, my mom came to get her dogs for any background noise.
How dare you? How dare you have a life and family?
How dare.
And here, we get to do one fun little trick. What's everybody's favorite part about lava? Because my favorite part about lava is the fact that it's a game over every single time. In this game, love to put in that like long, windy track to the left there, but instead we can just get low gravity and just spin launch over it, and I... okay. That almost went wrong. But it saves a lot of time to do that spin launch, and it's like technically safer to do than running across that thin track and getting hit by nonsense. But we have a an Act 3 boss here, which is going to be very difficult to not die to. I lied. Some of his attacks don't work as intended, on top of the fact that his... I don't know if they just didn't give him armor, or his health wasn't set correctly, but the Ixie Chieftain 2 fight here is just wildly unbalanced. Like, even with the first sword in the game, he's just kind of a joke. So, we just have fun with that, and then this will give us the probably most utilized item in the game, if I had to guess, which is the Cloak of Heroes, once we get back to Kogum. And this will be busted, and you'll see a lot of different tricks with it throughout the run that I will try to remember to hit on as we go, but it's going to be really hard. There's just so much back-to-back all the time that it gets kind of hard to keep up. Okay, we're going to wait for this clover to spawn, drop down, and just drown here. And now we are going to go show them that we're, I guess, get our gratitude that they owe us, that we killed the Ixie Chieftain yet a second time in the same 10-minute span or something. And then grab a few quests and then dip out of Kogum for now. We are, surprisingly, nearing the end of Act 1.
Amazing.
Right?
There's also a cut quest in Cogham called Angry Mozitos, and there's like literally no information about it other than the quest description that says find a way to rid the Cogham pond of angry Mozitos. So I really wish that was in the game. I feel like it would have been interesting. But if you don't know, Mozitos on the Neopets website are pets, which are basically like bugs, I guess. Pets? They live on pets? I don't know.
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
Yeah, Neopets lore is great.
Speaking of stuff that is great, hello gamers, I would like to quickly make a quick introduction here, as I will be your host for this run. Hello everyone, it's Tempest Mask 1000, back at it again, and I hope you all are enjoying License-a-thon 2026 with this amazing Neopets run. I am so stoked that we managed to really beat our goal and then some with this year's event. And in fact, I would like to share some of the love that we've gotten from our wonderful audience with a few donations if you got the time.
That's absolutely fine.
All right, well, starting off with Joey Sikowski for $20. Hog? More like P9H.
Minor spelling mistake. Heat death
I
of the
hate you,
universe.
Joey. I hate you, Joey.
We also had a $20 donation from a generous gas station donor who had no comments to say, but thank you so much for your generosity. And then we had Opniz with $3, who quotes, "With this $3, we are now at 1,567 raised."
Niz?
And yes, I feel dead inside for having to read that, but I did it for you, chat.
It's
Because
okay,
I
they got
appreciate you. Thank you, Temp.
Ah, Niz, why are you like this?
Why?
I did not hit the burrow there, but we're good.
Oh,
Nope, that's fine. There we did a mega jump for the first time, which I think you'll see one more of in the near future. But basically the cloak gives us some weird properties that I don't really know how to explain, other than the fact that we can take it off and it causes a bunch of lag, and in that time we're actually able to pause. This is assuming we have low gravity, which is also kind of a confusing concept as to how you can get it, and the fact that there's 0.3 and 0.35 and how it affects you and certain things you can do with it. There's a lot of depth to it. But a mega jump basically allows you to hold L2 and R1 and the direction you want to go, which is usually forward, and you buffer an X input, which is your jump input. and that will basically do your first jump as the cloak is being taken off, and then right after that, the pause menu will come up, and you'll see Tor is kind of elongated during that. And for whatever reason, it resets our jump or doesn't eat it or something along those lines. That was a little spicy. But we can get 2 jumps out of that. Okay, we're good. All the pits below me are game over pits. So it was a little odd that I got that auto jump, which you probably didn't hear at first, but you know what? It's fine. We made it. We're good. Here, you just saw me do a ledge fly, which ledge flies are by far the most complicated thing to explain because there are way too many factors, including facing angle from the ledge, the angle on your stick, if you have low gravity or not, if you have a potion or not, if you're holding R1 or not, if you're holding L2 or not, if you move the stick during the animation of taking the cloak off when you press X. There's way too much to go into ledge flies. Just know that they can disable collision on most things for us and allow us to go out of bounds like that. We do a number of them in the run, and they are very particularly placed because we can't cancel them. As far as I know, there's only one scenario you can manually cancel it, aside from bonking collision, or like hitting a cutscene or something. And the last thing you saw me do there was a cloak dash, which is the first set of inputs of a mega jump, but you don't pause buffer another jump, and you just let yourself run at full speed. And those are great for traveling distances fast. You get, I believe it's 3 times your regular speed. What am I doing? And you get to keep your low gravity, which can be useful in certain situations, but it's getting a little technical. Here we are turning in the last couple of those quests that we picked up. I never actually picked up the one from Angus, the one I turned in first. But there was a flower we grabbed in Shadowglen for the keen amongst you. It kind of looks like a banana, I won't lie. But Angus is how we set up the money dupes in the any percent categories, and technically how we set it up in the all bosses category, but that's a little pedantic. But we picked up that flower, and we just give him the flower, or we get the quest and then immediately give him the flower, like, hey, I already knew you wanted this. Turned in the Spider Venom quest to Gammon, and we came right here to King Scarlet to become knighted. Knights of the first class, specifically, or third class, not first class. That would be a little bold.
A little soon.
Thank you. A little soon, yeah. And we get one more cutscene about this Blue Tico being like, ah, there's purple clouds over Illison's, help! And we're like, no. And then we were told to go to bed. So we're going to bed. Good night, chat. And we get, I believe it's our second cutscene of the Darkest Faerie.
Oh, but we can't go to bed just yet. It's the final night of Lysensathon, gosh dang it.
True, we've got, is it 2 great runs after this?
Yes, actually, we do have 2 fantastic runs. Right after this, I'd like to remind folks that our finale will be the wonderful Coley, who will be doing a duology of Scooby-Doo video games. And just a reminder that Coley was also the very same runner that recently ran for Games Done Quick with our finale game in question. So you definitely don't want to miss it, especially considering that we had raised enough money to make that glitch exhibition incentive, so be sure to stick around for it if at all possible. We do understand if time zones are not very friendly in your area, but of course it would be very much appreciated. And as always, we at the Lysensathon staff always like to do a little bit of a signing off to those that are available. So again, we would very much appreciate you all being able to join us for this closing out. But in the meantime, I do want to remind everybody that if you would still like to contribute to our wonderful charity, the Transgender Law Center, type in !donate, and the link will pop up in the chat for you right away. We also have Nightbot ensuring that it pops up every so often on its own. And if you would like to have me read any silly messages or whatnot, then by all means do go ahead and feel free to contribute whatever you can. No matter how big or small it is very much appreciated. And in fact, I would like to impose a bit of a challenge to our potential donors that might be wanting to toss their opinions into this. If you're a Neopets fan, what is your favorite Neopet? Let me know. And on top of that, if you have not put yourself into the realm of Neopets all that much as our runners have, or if you might have, let's say, a Neopets adjacent franchise that you might be a bit more fond of, feel free to talk about it. Because I know I myself grew up with a Neopet, but I was never the most versed in it. But I know I certainly had quite a bit of Webkins. I also, I'm a bit of a Pokemon fan, a Digimon fan. Anything goes at this case. So feel free to donate it in your message if you are up for the challenge.
That's fine. We recovered it. None of that was particularly interesting. We really just ran around and saved the last of the knights, because why would they ever do anything for themselves? Duh.
Obviously.
So this brand new knight just kind of like saves the day. You know, I mean, you know how it goes. And now we're gonna go end off Act 1. We're gonna go save Illison from the terrible, terrible, big, bad, evil Werewolf King. As he does terrible, big, bad, evil Werewolf King things. Including, not getting turned into a doggle fox this time.
For real.
We're gonna do a bit of a weird clip here, that I believe this was found by Neil as well, but at least he brought it to our attention for how we use it now. We can do the thrust attack into that fence, do this upward that we do normally, and then jump and grab this here. This clip right here was known for a while. It was just a consistent kind of thing, like a consistency problem before. Like you could do it on accident sometimes, and it had been done in a task. Nice.
Beautiful.
It had been done in a task by somebody that had made one a long time ago.
So I was going to ask about that quick kill earlier, if it had been made consistent, because it wasn't consistent for a very long time. Was that just still RNG, or do you have a strat for it now?
No, the Narcos one is very much... It's consistent within variables. It really depends on how you do it, because everybody's going to feel it different. I've been doing... What you saw there was a thrust attack method, which is, I believe it's like 0.5 seconds faster or something, but it's much harder to pull off, where I close the gap and then I react to however Narcos reacts, whether that's a back hop or he opts to the side or doesn't move at all, and then adjust my swings accordingly, and get him to do the fast melt. And we also have the Knight Sword, which makes this significantly easier than if you have the Squire Sword, on top of having a Doggle Fox, which increases our damage output and power potion. But the way that I've taught people in the past that's kind of worked is kind of going with your jabs after Narcos starts strafing around you should be like the McDonald's jingle, like the ba-da-da-da-da kind of pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, that just kind of works. I don't really know how to explain it other than like it must be just the way toward distances during that. So yeah, that was always kind of like told as a mystery for a while, of like just kind of play with it until you find something that works, and then it just kind of started working. I'm like, hey, you can try this, I guess, and people were like, McDonald's boy, and I was like, okay.
It works.
There's not too many atrociously quick kills like Narcos in the game. There's one other with Snake, but I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then here is the trick we were talking about before. Oh no, I'm terrible. I'm terrible. Thank you. So the trigger to end Act 1 is actually directly behind that wall, and that's what we were talking about before, where it was like, when we were trying to find how to get the impossible jumpy, there's like one thing that we could do to get it, which was cloak dashing. And so that led to Neil and I kind of playing around and being like, where else can we apply the thrust attack or the cloak dash? Because the thrust attack we use in the no cloak category to kind of thrust into a gate and hit the trigger to start that fight. Fight in quotations, the escape sequence. And we were just like, I've tried messing with hitting, like, dying into the trigger for another couple of reasons. What if we just, like, hit it with our sword, and it just kind of works. Nothing special with Roberta here. She is I am Roberta, as they say, and she throws magic. But we're gonna do a couple kind of tight text jumps, but they won't be too bad. A lot of Act 2 is casual, minus we've added in some text jumps. There's like 2 out of bounds things that we do. Nothing super crazy.
Shout out to the cut boss tower that we're going to get to see later.
True. This game was very rushed for those that don't
Yes.
know. You'll see that later, trust. There we go. But there is an entire boss gauntlet tower we were supposed to get that we just didn't get, and I feel so cheated when I learned of that.
Same.
Here, we get to do another tight ultra. Oh, I think I get the backup here, though. Okay, flash. No, we're good. I was going to say, if the camera turned around, we'd have maybe a little bit of a flash, but we're okay. Ideally, I would have jumped all the way over here, and then just been able to jump into that. That was terrible angling. But it didn't quite work out, so here we are. I should have done this first, but... Oh, I didn't get the up warp. Okay. This is another situation in where we hate climbing vines because it's slow. I believe my timing for it was like 12 seconds to climb up there, so even 2 attempts on that is still faster to grab the Harris. But that is the, I believe, only side quest in Act 2 that I can think of. But coincidentally, the old lady there happens to give us a power potion, which will help because we have to kill this book off at the very end of our wand training. Here, I'm jumping while attacking to... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I'm trying to position closer to the book so I can get what is some strange kind of double hit that I found recently you can do consistently by... I was not supposed to pop that there. Okay.
It's fine.
It is fine. I any percent brained myself. But you can get a multi-hit with... I guess it's the projectile spawning and the projectile itself hitting the enemy, maybe? I don't know. Okay,
Very
that's
useful, though.
not that bad. Yeah, it cuts out... with the power potion, it doesn't really matter, but it ends up cutting out a extra 3-hit cycle, potentially, if you get it properly on any of the other categories, since we don't route in that power potion, because it just takes so long to grab. But aside from that, we're just going to go yet again to Veg. Not too early, though. And we're going to do one of the more recent tricks found. Not even tricks, necessarily. One of the more recent clips. We like to call it Jube, but it's, spoilers, Jordana out of bound. If you know, you know. But we literally just walk against this plant and we come out of bounds right here. That's all it is. It got added
Beautiful.
maybe... 8 months ago? No way it was that long.
God, that's crazy.
I don't think it was that long. I've been running this game for like a year and 2 months. Yeah. So I know, right? It went by really
Time
fast. If I didn't pop that potion early, we'd ideally be taking it all the way into the clock tower here, but skill issue, so it's okay. This room is notorious for having a mild flashing light potential, so you've been warned. It's not always going to happen, but we will let you know when it shouldn't happen anymore. But these 4 main cutscenes here are particularly bad sometimes.
I love pushing these things fast. They're so funny.
Right? For those that don't know, you can do this. It's slightly faster with Roberta, but if you wiggle the stick between 2 directions, whether that's to the side and forward, or to side and back, or forward and to the side, it'll just animation cancel back and forth, and you can just, like, jitter between the 2 of them. And she'll just grunt very aggressively.
I discovered that casually. It was extremely funny.
Really?
Yeah, yo, I just discovered that by accident, trying to animation cancel. I just assumed I could, and and discovered I could do it.
That's great.
That never crossed my mind as a kid.
Same.
Oh, I didn't play this as a kid. I played this
Right.
because Jackson told me it was a good game
Oh.
when I was in my, when I was 28. So it was a little more recent.
Fair enough.
The Jonxler effect.
Yeah, it's true. It's real.
Okay, and there
I'm
we're
sorry. What?
Yeah, so we break that barrel there to give ourselves a little bit more visuality of what's happening, but we're basically wiggling between that table and the wall, and the table is a diagonal hitbox towards the wall, so by wiggling between it, it helps that Roberta's hitbox is ever slightly smaller than Tor's, but by wiggling right there, you're kind of like, oh, hey, I'm, like, the left of my hitbox is against the table, so I can push myself forward. Oh, hey, my face is against the table, so I push myself backwards. And you'll effectively just kind of like inch forward a little bit until your face is partway into the wall, and you just jump directly out of bounds. It is the dumbest thing, but it's so fun. It saves a lot of time just running up, I think it's like 4 flights of stairs or something. And then once again, we come across something that everybody usually hates casually, and is a trick found by Neil Legend called ESS, or Endless Staircase Skip. Oh, I went early. Oh well. So ideally, I wouldn't jump inbounds here. I tried to refire the jump because I've been messing it up recently by going late, but you would end up at the very bottom there. We'll have another chance. No, we won't. Not in this category. Never mind. I lied to you. But we still got to see the cool part of the trick. That's all that matters.
Indeed.
Now we enter Act 3.
Shout out to the cut dragon minion that was supposed to spawn here instead of the ones that we get now. He is very huge. He's got spikes. He's a big scary boy, and Monster860 has a video of him on YouTube.
That was so nice.
Nice.
For those that don't know, normally the game is like, hey, you should swap to Roberta to kill the flying minions. And they are particularly annoying about dodging her attacks, on top of the fact that Tor is not really supposed to be able to kill them that easily, aside from like blocking or like reflecting their projectiles. So being able to get both of their lavs while they're that close to the ground and still hit them is really nice. Also, the water at the beach was game over water. I didn't mention it, but if you make a jump a little bit too far to the right, you'll just die.
I saw you walking there, and I got so scared.
Mm-hmm.
I like how we just call these things game over this. Like,
Yep.
literally just game... It's not death this, it's game over this.
Yeah.
Hopefully we won't see it, but it does say a very large game over. It's very dramatic.
It is.
Dang.
Dramatic music, too.
Oh, kind of like Breath of the Wild. Yeah, Zelda.
Yeah.
Dang.
It is very sad.
Ah, man. That's... You know, I don't like being sad in Neopets, but then again, with a game called The Darkest Faerie, I guess it makes sense.
Can we just address the fact that they, like, acknowledged that the Darkest Faerie game exists a couple of years ago for the 25-year anniversary, and they just didn't make a remake of this game? Like, how criminal is that? They're just
Of all
teasing
the
us.
games, too, this one kind of needs it.
Not only that, this was a North American only release, and they did an event for it in Australia.
Why?
What?
Oh, that's
I
mean.
don't know. Why
made
would you
us-
do that?
We were so mad.
We were all so bad. Oh,
So, Market Town is supposed to be the last area you're supposed to come before going back to Meridel. Yes, I got that right. I had to make sure I'm not just, like, insane and spreading misinformation on the internet again. So, you would think these enemies are, like, quite hard, but using the advantage of knowing how moat alignments work, as well as freezing them, they're kind of just, like, fall over. We can spin out of bounds to avoid the water. This is not game over water. And avoid right there by hitting a specific water plane, which I believe Neil also found that. I think there is a revive warp. That's a whole other thing. I hate you so much.
I hate him.
that we can do up here. Can we not, though? Like, please? This is for charity. But you can void there, and it brings you to the top of this tower instead of doing this whole long go-around sequence and climbing. Or alternatively, in the old routes, you would just do this really long ledge fly that was like kind of sketchy, where if you went too far down, you voided and landed there anyway. If you went too far to the sides, you would fly into the abyss and soft lock. Hey, man. And here, we get to fight our first Act 3 boss, which is the next to last Act 3 boss, I believe? Including sisters.
Something like that.
For those that didn't know, you can block his attacks, even if you don't, like, make contact.
Nice.
Just blocking it all towards him will just make him not hit you. There you go.
So I suppose we have indeed tested our might and have indeed defeated the Black Knight.
Just about a second.
Any pinball lovers in the chat, though? If you know, you know.
Excuse me, why are we changing?
No.
Why did we change there? What?
Hey, at least he's still doing the next attack. The next attack cycle. I can't call it.
It's gonna take 3.
Yeah.
Well, that's whatever.
Fine.
Speaking of Black Knight, Scooby-Doo run right after this. I don't know which one has Black Knight, but one of them. Coley's kind of like a goat or something.
Knight of 100 Frights.
Okay, nerd, listen.
Hey, well, guess what? We have a Knight of 100 Frights run. Nice, ledge fly.
Thanks. Yeah, that's a self-concocted one apparently, but you can just kind of bonk off that tree, and it's just the perfect angle that you don't get warped back first. And now we're done with Black Keep, which is kind of sad because I like that area as a kid. But we are going to actually buy the not strongest wand, but it's the most accessible one that we can buy in Act 3, and the strongest sword we can buy in Act 3, and now we're set for weapons, pretty much. With, like, one exception. Don't worry about that. That's complicated. Not really.
I mean, exceptions in a 100% run are, like, pretty common, I would dare to say.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know. We hit a lot of technically correct things with this run.
Oh man, technicalities, ain't that a word? By the way, I figured it was worth bringing up too. I had mentioned that I had a Neopet, so the story on that is I happen to have one of the Tiger Electronics Neopets.
I'm sorry.
And oh, why are you apologizing for that?
That's crazy. Not like it's a bad thing. That's just insane.
I mean, sure, Tiger Electronics does have some questionable quality when you look at some of their catalog. I'm looking at you, Gamecom, but no, I will say, like, that was definitely one of the I'm pretty sure I had that before I got my first Tamagotchi, and I had some wonderful memories. And the Neopet in question was Croc.
Croc?
Croc, yeah. The looked like a crocodile fella.
Hmm.
Krawk, I believe you spell his name as.
Oh,
I believe? What do you mean, I believe?
No, sorry. I have a habit of saying that. Look, anybody that knows me knows that I have my particularly repeated phrases. It's just a problem with my overall speech. But like, what can you do sometimes?
Your Neopets.
It's okay. Clag has the same
I
problem.
did.
What do you mean I have the same problem?
You do.
Spreading misinformation. I have not
And
fed
then,
my
and then
Neopets.
commentary was silent.
Yeah. I have not fed my Neopets in probably like 6,000 days or something. It has been a long time.
Well, I used to feed my Neopets. The problem is I'm pretty sure the battery is not currently working, and I'm not even sure where my Croc is. So I would like to see if I can find him, and if I do, I'll consider starting to do something with him again just for the giggles of it. But I mean, it's just one of those things where we have so much going on in our everyday lives that it'll probably take a while.
It's a fair point.
So I just figured I'd share that all with everybody since I did bring it up a little bit earlier. And I will say that gecko fellow right there, the guildmaster, reminded me a little bit of Croc's design. Just a bit of a different approach, obviously, not exactly the same.
Yeah, Guildmaster Marl sure do be looking like Croc.
Yeah. We love a good techo.
Oh, techos.
We love techos.
They're just lizards.
They're cute though.
They are cute. But they're literally just geckos with a T.
Okay, look at cows.
Cows are questionable beings.
Cows are worse.
I'm sorry. Are you telling me that the Neopet version of the cow is called cow?
It is
Yes,
KAU.
Yes.
Huh.
That's
I was like,
suspect.
yeah.
Right?
Oh wait, because Croc is very similar to Croc, as in crocodile. So
Mhm.
that
That kinda-
tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a
And,
crocodile?
They're being clever.
Oh, what are you one of those alligator people?
What's an alligator?
Oh no, he's trolling me.
We're getting baited.
Tempest Troll's trolling me, chat. I'm getting jebaited.
Chat, please. Chat, please. Now Niz is gonna chime in with something stupid like he always does.
He is.
So where are we going?
Oh, right.
Buckshot.
Yeah, we're going to Buckshot. I completely autopiloted. So
That's my fault.
No, you're fine. So we're leaving Market Town, and we did a nice out of bounds to just not have to do these terrible ledge flies. Not all of them are bad, but that one in particular was like... The one we cut was awful. It was a shallow ledge, you couldn't grab it, you couldn't set up properly, it was just bad. But we're actually going to do the real hardest boss in the game. I was lying about Narcus being the hardest, and Ixie too. We like to troll sometimes. Also, this water is game over water, fun fact. They really like their game over water. We're gonna do the hardest boss in the game, and hope that I don't mess it up. But there is, if Shai wants to talk about it, some cut content for this boss, at least as far as we're concerned when it comes to the tail.
Yeah, we are actually going to get to see that later. Castralis has a tail that also... There's been rumors of it appearing during the boss fight, but we've never actually gotten any visual record of it, so that's to be determined. But the tail is in one of the debugged areas, so we will get to see it.
And yes, I suck. Once you beat the boss, the water changes from game over water to teleporting you, but not like regular, like, it voids you, and with taking away health, it just teleports you. And somewhere in the code, it either prints it to the console, or it just says it as a comment. It just says, "You suck" when you hit that water.
Yes.
So,
That's awesome.
it's
The
such
devs
a...
are really fun. Yeah.
The devs are so dumb.
Shout out Brains.
Yeah. So there's... We think it was related to when they were testing the darkness dialogue that NPCs have. But there's just lines in there that are just like brains and like very clearly zombie lines. And
Yeah, Tor's dad has a line that's like, "Arg, I am your zombified father," and Tor's mom has the same one, but "I'm your zombified mother." It's very strange.
they had fun with that. But like
Yeah.
2 or 3 days ago, maybe it was longer than that. A couple days ago, I was going over something for the tech stacking, and I was in Act 2, and Saradar, the mentor that we have teaching us how to use magic and all, just did a like zombie walking animation that we've never seen, at least not a lot of us.
No.
And we're just like, excuse me? What is this?
It was so crazy.
It's just an unused animation that we just triggered somehow.
So they were really putting a lot of work into the zombie thing for some reason.
Maybe it wasn't just bait. Maybe they would have been zombies.
I'd like to think so. Maybe it was just like they were like Blizzard said something about maybe they were testing whether a different animation would play based on a world state. But I don't know.
I don't know.
I like my conspiracy theories.
You would.
Oh man, I've heard enough conspiracy theories today.
What do you mean by that?
What the heck?
What happened?
No, it's
Oh, Toy
So-
Story.
it wasn't Toy Story. It was actually a couple of friends of mine who I happened to be driving as we were heading for a hike this afternoon, and they all of a sudden on the ride up they started mentioning it's hard not to be a conspiracy theorist in this day and age, was what they said. And that's basically it. That's all it was.
My
Yes, it is.
conspiracy is that they hate this game. They refuse to remake it.
Yeah, I could believe that one.
It's so sad.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because, like, you know, you mentioned that this was a North American only release,
Mhm.
and that's interesting because I think about the Shantae series and how that was for the longest while only really accessible in North America, or I think it also had some European releases at the very least. But nowadays you can find that in Japan, so I was like, what's stopping them from like trying to do something about this with Neopets here? I mean,
Beats us.
Well,
I know what the difference is.
what?
It's that WayForward got the Shantae license. That's the
Oh.
difference. No, is that's a Shantae is now a WayForward series. So if they got the license for this,
Oh, wait, because Capcom originally had the license, didn't they?
I forget who made the original, but the point is that it's now a WayForward series.
It always
And,
has been
they
way
have a
forward
certain
technically.
game. They have a certain charm to their games. I feel like they have a certain skin, certain aesthetic that they give to all their stuff. It's very popular.
Of course. I think that's the weird thing, though, because I think it's always been a way forward series. They just had help with publishing at the time. Well, then again, I guess you could say that. You know what? I think I'm going to start confusing myself if I keep this train of thought up. So, back to Neopets.
yeah, Neopets is
Yeah.
also its own menagerie of things.
Yeah, it's weird with this game because I think Sony, Neopets, there was like multiple people involved in the making of this game, multiple companies, if you will, and that probably has a lot to do with Sony, Neopets, and Idle Minds, now known as Deck 9. Yeah.
Yeah, Deck 9, the people behind the modern Life is Strange games. So, like,
Yes.
they can make games, they just don't want to touch this game. Which
Yeah.
is probably
they're
more
the
of a Neopets thing.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
it's
they
probably more of
basically
a
made
licensing
the
thing.
most recent. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there.
You're fine. You're fine.
Didn't they must have made the most recent Life is Strange one?
Mhm.
The reunion. That's
I think they took over starting it before the Storm, but that could be wrong. I don't know. They also made
That
My Street,
could
which is a
be.
terrible game.
oh
Look,
my gosh.
Andrea did say she played it with her husband, and the multiplayer is a lot better than the single player. So maybe
Wait.
that was what they were really going for.
Wait, is that what the Aphmau roleplay series is based on? My Street?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Oh
either.
my gosh. Now we're just questioning way more things. Yeah, you know what? This all goes back to the whole conspiracy theories talk, ain't it?
Precisely.
Every time.
Chat, if you would like to mention your conspiracy theories to me, considering that I think it's only fair to bring this one up, feel free to go ahead and give us a quick little donation message, because I'm still very much open to reading your hot takes and strange takes and whatever. Of course, as long as it's appropriate. Okay, I have to draw that line somewhere. But of course, if you'd like to donate any amount, whatever you feasibly can, it is very much appreciated, because we still have quite a bit of time left, and I want to personally see if we can maybe reach $1,600. I mean, it's only like, what, $33 away at this point. I think rounding it out a little bit in that way would be an awesome way to what kind of word was I saying? End this year's event. That's where we're going at. So again, I mentioned, feel free to talk to me about your favorite Neopet or Neopet adjacent characters or franchises, and now we've also got conspiracy theories. I don't expect there to necessarily be any, but you know what? Just thought we'd open it up a little bit. It's what a host does, after all.
This is true. I kind of skipped over it again because I'm like great at autopiloting this game, but we left Bogshot and we booked it to this. What am I doing? I just didn't even hit the buttons. I'm so good. We booked it to this place called Step Plateau, and little fun fact is that all of the water there is game over water. This game loves game over water, and yet again we did a kind of sketchy and really new ledge fly that bonks us on this rock to get our control back, and then from there we can, get all the things we need there. The problem is that ledge fly is like really precise. Like if I'm a little bit too far left or right, I just drop into the game over water, and it would not be good. So we didn't have any of that happen, but we basically just became nerds and read a ton of books for no reason, especially big books. But they tell us about the lore of the Darkest Faerie and the fact that something, she was terrible, bad, big, bad, evil guy and was sealed away in darkness, and there's this special wand, Fiora's Rod, that is locked away in the bottom of basically the old vault of Meridel, where they just kept building new castles on top of the old ones that just collapsed for some reason. And there's not a whole lot left with that, other than the fact that, like, it alludes to a place that was eventually cut from the game that we will get to see later. That would have been
Magnificent place.
it would have been enormous and a great, like, platforming and puzzle section, which I actually forgot to go through it today. So
Oh god. Are you gonna be able
gonna-
to finish the maze?
We'll be fine. We'll finish it.
We got this.
It can only be but so bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be great.
Can't wait for that.
Now that we're done with reading books, because nobody likes reading books, we are going to book it to Werloop Woods, which, you guessed it, has more game over planes. Why? Especially just walking up to the woods, it's just a pit that, like, you would think would normally just void you out and put you back up like every other pit, including this one that we're passing by on my right, but that one just kind of decides to game over you for, like, no reason. So that's cool, and then you have more out of bounds, and then some more game over pits, and then another boss, you know. That's just kind of the cycle of how this route goes. But nothing too special this part of the route. We get to do not too many cloak tricks. We get to do some tricky out of bounds with how some of the loading areas work. But we do get to make a delivery to Shy here. Her. Because that's who we picked, or that's the quest we picked up from the Traders Guild, and we get to visit our favorite friend, Pog Spider.
We love this spider. No.
We love the Pog Spider. He just kind of makes that noise whenever he gets caught on the Noil for some reason, and I don't think we know why.
I don't know why, but it's hilarious.
It's a fun noise.
It is.
You'll also notice this is probably the first. Okay, this is probably the first time that it's, like, noticeable that I'm doing it. But you'll see me swap to, like, between characters a lot, especially when picking up these chests. Our cloak glitches are actually tied per character, as to who has them and who can perform them. It's really confusing, and we don't really know why, and I don't even think we have a full list yet of, like, everything that does it and gives them back. But we're kind of using Roberta as our dummy to take the fall of not having our cloak glitches. So you'll see me swap to Roberta sometimes, pick up a chest, and then immediately swap back to Tor, or, like, pick up a few, and then swap back to Tor for any cloak glitches, and then maybe even just switch right back to Roberta. It really depends on the scenario. But there's just a lot of really strange routing we have to do sometimes because of that. Sophie has a number of really long text boxes, and I didn't even get all of them.
Nah.
Stop talking to me, please. She has, I believe it's 3 sets of 12 text boxes on average. It's a lot of text boxes, so text skipping a lot of it, even if I missed the last one, is still pretty worth. It's still clearing the flags, and we don't actually get anything meaningful from her, so it doesn't matter. Likewise, there is... Okay, I just hit... I'm so good at this. There's a little cutscene to my right with the Galert Assassin, which you saw us kind of run by earlier. And he is our best little friend, and he really doesn't like us. But that cutscene, as well as, like, when we fell out of Illisen's treetops after killing Narvis, takes away our cloak glitches, and we really don't know why it does that, to be completely honest with you. And it's kind of annoying, but that Mega Jump isn't too terribly hard, and then we go into Crypt of falling all over these nuts. And we kill the Death Knight, one of the most obnoxious casual enemies. Oh, that was almost nice. Grab that Fang necklace, which we need later. I guess technically we need now for a quest flag. And we will book it. Oh, got the straight angle. A thing I really haven't mentioned is... I said ledge flies were a little bit complicated. They have a number of factors as to whether or not you get a upwards angle, a downwards angle, or a straight angle, which is 99% of the time, like, a very, very slow decline. The biggest thing you'll see me do is either slash an edge, and that will place Tor a very specific distance away from the ledge, and allow me to get either an upwards or a downwards based on some of those other factors. Or I will... There we go. Or I'll turn to the side, or maybe a combination of both. If your angle that you're facing isn't, like, perfectly straight with the ledge, then you will get a slight downwards or slight upwards, again, based on those certain parameters. So you'll see me facing to the side a lot if I'm trying to go down and out of bounds somewhere. The rest of this, we're going to stay as Roberta for a little bit, and I'm just going to pick up a few more chests, and then we're going to swap the Tor, and we're going to do a bit of a tricky out of bounds. If anybody's played this game casually, you'll know that the Whaley Woods is... The woods itself isn't bad, the graveyard itself isn't bad. I mean, that crypt is pretty long casually if you don't know what you're doing. And even if you know what you're doing, it still takes a little bit without doing any sort of speedrun tricks. But the part that really takes forever is the Wereloop King, the Wereloop burrows into the Wereloop King fight. Normally, you're splitting up. And so, you do this sequence with Roberta, then you do this sequence with Tor, then you fight him, and you're forced to fight him with Tor, which is really slow because he can block your attacks, and he's kind of just a pain of a boss, to be completely honest with you. But since we're able to stay out of bounds, and we don't need to hit any sort of, we don't need to hit any quest flags along the way in there. Tor, please. Thank you. We can just go straight there as Roberta. Ooh, come on. And kill him as Roberta, which is probably one of the most satisfying fights we do in this run. Other than, like, killing the snake in one hit. Purely because we have enough damage. So I have to line up a little bit here. Look for an up warp and then keep going a little bit further. There might be a mild bit of flashing. So I'm jumping in and out of collision and we should be good. And I'm going to take a wide path around the rest of the woods right there. Basically, I'm avoiding hitting any sort of collision that's going to load in either a different part of the burrows, which is not what I want, or loading back into the graveyard. So I did this right. I'm going to line up alongside this corner. I'm going to swap to Roberta now since I want to be here anyway. I'm not going to go straight with the corner. I'm going to pop that potion there. That was a good angle. Pop this power potion, and I'm going to do a moat cancel, which I haven't really had a chance to talk about. This was found... If I recall correctly, at least this application of it, canceling the usage of our moat, for Wereloop King specifically, at least, was found by Dish, another runner. He's actually the first runner to do a 100% run alongside routing help with some other people, including Lizard, our big brain. Shout out Dish. And normally, if you're doing a charge attack with a Supernova Moat, which is incredibly strong and busted like that, it takes away 40 of the moat, which can be kind of a lot in other runs. It's not as big of a problem for 100% since we pick up so many because it's such a common drop in the treasure chests. But it allows us to get control back technically a tiny bit faster too. So we can start doing our regular attacks towards the Wereloop King. But it saves us 40 Supernova Moat, rather, every single time we do it. We do that only a couple times in this run. It's not super pertinent, but if you were to watch any sort of all bosses run, you would see it there. used specifically for Wereloop King, and I believe we also do it for Gauntlet near the end of Act 3. I hate you in particular.
This is true. We do use it for Gauntlet Act 3.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Mhm.
You'll see we also did a chest clip, is what it's called, where I jumped behind that chest and clipped out of bounds. There used to be a really old ledge fly that was like kind of obnoxious to do, and then took really long to get there, and Roberta doesn't like grabbing ledges straight on, and it's bad. Anyway, just jumping behind that chest without holding L2, and then just kind of like jumping again almost immediately, if you jump in the center of it, you can just walk out of bounds, and then walk to that specific spot to go straight up to the mouth of the burrows, and right out and hit that cutscene trigger. And it saves, I want to say it's like 20 plus seconds? But with that, we grabbed, let me think, a clover and another chest, and we are going to book it back to Market Town, because there is a set of 3 quests in the Traders Guild. So we picked up the first one earlier, which is from Guinoc, and that was giving the delivery to Shy over in the swamp. The second one here is going to be a package of spare parts that we're going to redeem in a little bit for a spyglass. We're going to try another hard extended ultra to get out of bounds, but if we don't get it, it's not the biggest deal. There's a ledge fly. It's just this is way cooler and way faster. Okay, that's not a good start. That's also not a good start.
No, God, just speed.
No. No, I didn't quite get that. Okay, that's okay. Otherwise, we do this really kind of eyeballed setup for that downwards ledge fly, because you can't do a swipe on that edge, or else you'll just start walking down the stairs. Very convenient that we can ledge fly there, at least.
Yeah, I'm surprised you can.
I know, right? And then a lot of this is going to look like nonsense, but the keen amongst you might realize that those little bricks to the right of my screen just before I upwarped there kind of looked familiar. That's actually the Brightvale Bridge that you have Bridge Builder Brindle fix after saving Bogshot. And so when we hit the collision to the left of it, which is what we just upwarped onto, it will load part of Meridell Plains, rather, and then we can void in that water and come right up here, and we're in the plains. Super cool. So we're gonna pick up that Starry Egg, which is our mana upgrades. We're gonna grab that Clover, and I'm going to buy 1 map from Gord, because that's all he has. And we're going to come over here. Hopefully I don't aggro anything, which I think... Okay, that's fine. We're gonna try and do a wrong warp. Nice. Now we are Torment. The wrong warps in Act 3 are not nearly as punishing as the ones in Act 1. Not only because, at least as far as I've ever seen, you can't game over, but also not having to buffer takes out a lot of the hard inputs that come along with it. Here we're coming back to Motara, which Shy can talk about a little bit, but we're just talking to her to finish off a quest from Talwig from Brightvale.
So Motara also had a cut quest attached to her. She would have asked you to go find a crimson urgy fruit from high in the mountains. And funnily enough, that crimson urgy fruit also gets referenced by another cut quest, which it's really funny that the cut quests reference each other like that. But yeah.
We're actually going to complete the quest for the guys that had the other cut quests, which are Giovanni and Gershwin, right?
Mhm.
Am I mixing them up? Okay, no.
Yeah.
Theirs was that they... I don't remember, to be honest. You're gonna have to go. It was something in Shadowglen.
Yeah, your first encounter with them normally in regular gameplay is in Cogham, but they originally would have been first encountered in Shadowglen, and you would have had to help Giovanni locate Gershwin in Shadowglen. And they're just miscellaneous dialogue that, like, if you've played this game, you know how, like, every NPC is, like, just miscellaneous dialogue. And in that miscellaneous dialogue, Gershwin and Giovanni both would have referenced urgy fruit, but Giovanni specifically mentions the crimson urgy fruit, however you pronounce it.
One of the two. I've mentioned before that I don't have to buffer these wrong warps in Act 3. This one I'm going to buffer because it ends up saving us a character swap, which is about 2.5 seconds each. because I have to do a mega jump with Tor in just a minute in the Marilode Mines. After we get this white crystal for the mayor to fix his pocket watch. We love our anxious little Kiko mare. Kiko? No. Yes. Kiko mare.
Wait.
I hope I'm right about that.
Wait. I'm thinking.
Right?
Kachik. He's a Kachik.
Kachik.
No.
What are
He's a
Kikos?
Kachik.
What are Kikos?
I had to think for a second, but yeah, he's a Kachik.
I don't know. It's been a minute since I've been on the site. I know, shameful. Neopets player not playing the site.
I've never been on the site in my life. I'm just obsessed with this game and have been for 20 years. So.
I mean, define an obsession.
Yeah.
As a casual player who has never once touched the Neopets website, I was very confused when they just assume in this game that you know what all the Neopet species are. And I was like, what's an Ixie? Who's the Ixie chieftain? This guy looks chieftain-like. Oh, I cleared the quest? I guess that's what an Ixie is.
The fact
be
that
like
I'm
that.
one of the few runners that actually played the site is crazy.
It is pretty funny.
Like,
A lot of us
Especially since you're
never
younger
did.
than me.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm actually old enough to have been around when Neopets was new.
Yeah, I only played it because of my sister and her friend. So, it checks out.
I just don't think we had very good internet connection whenever I was playing this game, so I just didn't bother.
Cue dial-up noises. Oh, dial-up.
Ah, those were the days.
Simpler time.
A simpler time.
A slower time.
Fun fact, if you let yourself autopilot way too hard in the run, you will fall into that game over water. I've done it before. Like,
God, that's
this
awful.
is, what, like an hour and 30 into the run or something like that? It's horrible. Don't ever let yourself autopilot on a run.
I'm telling you, man.
Fun fact, if you autopilot while you're playing casually, you could walk into the game over water too. Just saying. Saying from experience.
Good comms, good comms.
Yeah.
There we do a little bit of a void abuse. We've done that a couple of times, and I just kind of haven't mentioned it, but there's a number of areas where you can use the water to void to get to where you're going a little bit faster because they're set points. And so there we jumped into the water directly outside of Kogum, and it puts us right outside Motara, which isn't like a whole lot of time, but it's enough that it's worth like losing that amount of the potion for. And now we just did a little bit of out of bounds to enter Meridel, which we shouldn't be able to do now because we don't have Illistan's orb, or is it called globe? It's one of the two. It's a sphere. And we're going to talk to Deesh the Shady Guy, aka Rory, and he's going to sell us for $1,000 a entrance into this back door, which we're then going to talk to Hermijit and his brother, and they're going to give us access to the Ancient Sewers, which has, you guessed it, more game over things, including moving game over water this time. We also have... No, you go on. You're gone.
I was gonna talk about Mad Marius. He was
yeah.
also a cut. Yeah, he was a cut NPC that was supposed to appear here, and he was apparently driven insane by the very, very simple door puzzle that casual players might be familiar with.
It's actually right there. We're just not going to do it.
Yeah. But either way, he would have been nice flavor to scare you once entering the sewers.
So along with the sewers kind of just being like awful and having game over everywhere, they have the worst section of the entire game, and I don't care what you say. It is the oubliette, and it is a confusing maze that has these terrible door puzzles with switches you're supposed to pull, and you're not really like given any direction on what you're supposed to do, and there's a game over pit for the bridge right before it for some reason. It's terrible. It's like all things terrible.
I love it. I love the oubliette. I love the oubliette.
You're lying.
Shout out to the oubliette.
like-
This is so bad that I made an entire T-shirt for it for the SGDQ run.
It's amazing.
Why did this not deload?
And sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh, you're fine. I was just gonna say that, like, to be fair to the oubliette, there's really not much in this game that tells you what to do. Like, this game really doesn't tell you what to do. It just lets you figure it out.
I've never seen it do this before. I won't lie to you.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Huh.
Well, I know where I am, so I can... Yeah, I can do this. What the heck? Is this going to deload? No, it's not going to deload. Okay. I guess I jump back inbounds and reset it? This is super odd. I've never seen this.
This is strange.
Shout out Marathon Moment. I was even messing with like how close I could go to it. Yeah, okay, it's just gonna work now. All right, well,
All right.
that was super
Okay.
odd.
Yeah.
So we're gonna hit that, and this pit that it's gonna try and throw me into here is a game over pit. Then we're gonna walk just around. We're gonna hit this piece of bridge to load El Oublet. And then we're going to skip the entire worst part of the entire game.
Best part.
So we're lying. We can actually just come right here, kill this Jehost. Spirit, I guess. Kill that one for posterity's sake, walk in front of that after we grab the keys to get the quest trigger. And line up the top, or the center of our health bar with the trim there, and mega jump right out of bounds. And then we just reverse what we just did.
I remember seeing this T-shirt design on, I think it was Jaxler's GDQ run, and I need this T-shirt immediately.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I made 6 T-shirts and I paid for them myself, and I literally brought them in my suitcase to SGDQ that year.
Insane.
That's the only
is
reason I was on
amazing.
that couch, by the way. And I was like the normal person for reference.
That is amazing. I love that.
It was a very good time. I think Jaxler was like very, very stoked about it. I was stoked about it. The other two, Nastani and I think it was a Crundum Core, were like not big on the shirts.
Dude, Nastani is lame.
Stani is a
Nastani.
buzzkill. We do love him.
We love you, Nastani. You're kind of cringe though, but you're cool. We love you.
True. True.
Transformers player. Here we get to do a little bit of displacement ledge fly, which will involve moving the stick. You kind of saw toward tilt there while the cloak is being taken off, to go out of bounds. And that first, because of the way that I'm doing it, where I'm holding L2 and R1, I'm maintaining low gravity, which allows me to do a cloak dash instantly over that other collision. And then we can drop into here, the vault, which, you guessed it, there's a pit here, and it has game over nothingness in it. Who could have guessed? The terrible part about this is that you're supposed to have gotten the rope gun by saving Tor's farm by this point. And so this boss is like, whatever. The section that follows, you're supposed to have the rope gun to go up, and we need to hit a specific trigger up there. But we don't have it, so we have to do an out of bounds that is like kind of bad. But if you do the safe method, it's like 10 seconds slower or something than just getting the rope gun and doing it, which it's still probably faster. So we're gonna go for the really sketchy method of more or less risking our lives and tap the edge of it from out of bounds and then just fall and pray. It's effectively what we're doing. We haven't really talked about it, but when we're walking in the void, like we do a lot in this run, we're on the y=0 plane, and when we're on that plane, not much really happens, but that's what's allowing us to upwarp on a certain collision that's above us. And most areas, the y=0 plane is below the level of intended play, you know, as you would expect a y=0 to be. Well, in this area, it's above it. The great consequence that comes with that is that we can get this really bad flashing lights sometimes that happens. We will warn for that. Please, thank you. So starting now, there's a pretty big flashing lights warning until we exit this section. But I have to basically get out of bounds with an awful ledge fly, do a pretty strict angled ledge fly to not go into the badness and not miss everything and go into the nothingness. Hit that trigger while falling towards a massive game over plane below me, and then get back up onto the y=0 plane just in time to not die, and then leave. So I'm gonna lock in for that. So we're flying towards this pillar, and I used my ears on Tor to set up a very specific angle. This is where your flashing light warning comes in really bad. Okay. Don't crash. Okay, we didn't crash. And there is the end of Ancient Castle Spires, which we'll see later, and flashing lights are over. That trick is very scary to perform doing the fast method.
Wow, that was slick.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Especially 2 hours into the run. You might have
GGs.
seen... Thank you. If you were really paying attention, which you probably weren't looking for this, the water plane that I landed on at the very end there sticks out a little bit from that, like, square room. That's what I have to land on to hit the trigger. And it's so narrow, and I'm literally falling through the air holding L2, looking for the splash to appear there, being like, hey, Tor's directly above this. And then I have to just pray that I don't get the bad collision, which is super rare. And just not skill issue the entire game. It sucks killing runs there. Also, if you get the really messed up screen there, you can crash the game. Like, just straight up. That's super cool. Glad that didn't happen. That's probably the scariest part of the run. So, we're pretty chill for the rest of this. I'm gonna drown here because Roberta is unable to swim, even though she has aquatic horns that they can breathe out of.
What?
We love Neopets lore. Yeah.
Yeah, so Neopets lore. The Akaras, her little, like, tendrils are soft horns that they can breathe underwater with.
All right.
Mhm.
Why is there no swimming in this game? Hey, why is it all game over water, guys?
I would love to know the same thing.
Yep.
God.
So here we come hit a little bit of a quest trigger to say, hey, all the farmers are gone, which not all of them are gone, but it's complicated. We can see the out-of-bounds leaf mote and then just clip on that tree and come right back over to our favorite place, Shadow Glen, to do Jumpy 2. And so this is where we would normally go to get the rope gun before going into the Burial Underground. The reason we didn't do that is I kind of briefly touched on it the first time we were in Shadow Glen fighting Juppy, the Juppy monster, but he has only set positions that you have to stand in, like set areas that he will target you in and do his slam attack. Otherwise, he will do a spitting attack, which kind of does a lot of damage, to be completely honest, but also just wastes a bunch of time, at least in Act 3. But it is completely RNG when you're standing in the correct spot as to whether or not he wants to actually do the slam or not, even though it's more likely that he will. He can just decide not to and become a spitter.
Mm-hmm.
And we normally have to do 3 cycles with our weapon to kill him, and Roberta's the only one that can damage him. To circumvent this, we routed in Fiora's Rod, which is what we have now, which is the strongest Act 3 wand that you can get. Before going here, which is why we had to do that really sketchy leaving movement out of Vault there. But this will let us cut down a lot of the pain that he can give us, thanks to a quick kill that I found for him, which saves us so much headache, and if we can get into all bosses, it'll be a lifesaver. Trying to upwarp directly in here. There we go. Hit this wall. That also skipped a really long climbing sequence that we do on vines, because who likes slow things? This is another example where you'll see, I'm going to come here, I'm going to swap to Tor, and I'm going to grab low grab on this ledge, and then do a mega jump right here, and I'm immediately going to turn back to Roberta afterwards. Just some unique routing things. And then we're just going to walk. I don't have to look above me, but I've been kind of messing up this movement a little bit. But we will eventually get upwarped onto an invisible plane like that, and I can start turning to the right here. And there's going to be one more chest we grab before we go into the Juppy fight, and we're going to hope that I can hit the fast strat, because it's kind of sick.
It is so sick.
This boss was probably one of the biggest pains in all bosses, and probably is in the old route of Hundo was the biggest, even more so than GA, because we had Fioras for that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So let us hope we can do this right. He's also spiky now, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We can talk
I like how the
second
bosses
version
get
of
like an
this boss.
upgrade.
Yeah, this is the second version of this boss.
Oh.
Why are we
A
doing
lot of the
that?
bosses would have also made a third appearance had the cut boss tower gauntlet thing actually been included in the game, sadly.
Sir? Sir,
Sir?
I'm in location. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Let's see this.
There we go. One cycle.
Let's go.
It's a very, very specific setup with having a power potion and the doggle box, which increases our damage output, with Fiora's Rod and the Supernova Mote equipped. Doing 2 homing shots specifically, no more, or he'll go into the next phase. And then abusing the targeting reticle to force Roberta's first 2 shots to go into nothingness, where normally she would auto-aim. And then having only the third of the 3-hit combo, which does the most damage by far, to hit Juppy. It is super cool. Why am I running towards the entrance? Thank you. So shout out Hubert. We love Hubert. Hubert's like kind of cool.
Best dad ever.
I believe this is the last time we come to Tor's farm and the Mary Acre farms. So I can do a quick little technically faster thing here that I just completely messed up, so it doesn't matter. We're going to talk to Hubert twice. I do it 3 times just to make sure I got everything. And that was us finishing, well, partly finishing, the Traders Guild quest number 2, as well as fixing the Mayor's Pocket Watch, which we grabbed in Act 1, and then we grabbed the White Crystal just a little bit before this. Here we're going to see start of the cut remnants of the bandits being around, like Drub there.
There he is. Also the cut hide and seek with Claire, Peter, and Luke.
Those 3 small ones right there.
Yes.
In Act 1, you can play hide and seek with Claire and only Claire, and she gives you, I think it's like a dark moat and some other useless nonsense for doing hide and seek. She has, I believe it's 8 positions is what Lizard found.
Something like that, yeah.
In Act 3, for whatever reason, you can't start the hide and seek with them, but thanks to a glitch that Neil found, we can. We refer to it as Clairge or Claire Storage. And we don't have a use for it in the route right now, at least off the timings that we had, because it just ended up, with the way that we tried it before, it ended up being slower. But there's nothing saying that we can't do it, because the big benefit of it is that it teleports us to a set location once we enter Mary Acre Farms, with Claire's I win text once you've deloaded the area once. And that's like pretty close to where we need to be for those 2 chests there. Why did I do that? I did not mean to buffer that. I Act 1 brained myself. It's fine.
Oh, I was gonna ask, Torin gives you 1,019 Neo points.
Yeah, it's all he has left.
That's such an oddly specific number, but okay.
It's all he has left.
I guess Torin. Alright.
So, if we have time, we can show off that hide and seek. Not that we'll actually be able to finish it, which is the sad part of it. So, while we can activate it through the use of glitches, we can't finish it because you can interact with Luke and Peter and find them properly, and you can find Claire, but you just can't, like, you can talk to her, but it won't set the flag of, like, oh, you found me. She just has regular dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just super disappointing. It's just like, man, they had everything but this one thing. And that's like,
yeah,
that's another example of something that's like fully in the game. They're just bad.
There's a lot of things like that where it's like they could have just fixed this one thing or these few things and it would have worked. It would have been fine. Like the NPCs in the arena, I don't know why we're not allowed to talk to them, because their dialogue is just like typical Meridell flavor dialogue, and it would have been so nice to have in the game.
Yeah, what was the one Tico that was like glued to the seat?
Yeah. I honestly don't know which is which, because there's 3 NPCs, but only 2 of them have dialogue, so it's a mystery which ones are Dwarf and Tiff, really.
I would assume Tiff is probably the Aisho, but I could be wrong.
No telling. No, Tiff seems to be a guy, from what I can tell.
You know what, fair enough.
Which is weird. But, like, according to the dialogue, Dwarf and Tiff are, like, gambling buddies. So, they're like, betting against people, on, like, in the arena together.
Gambling buddies?
Do you think maybe that's why it was removed?
Yeah. Wait, what?
Do you think maybe that's why it was removed? Because of the gambling reference?
No, there's tons of gambling references in this game.
Okay,
just look at
fair enough.
Ulfric.
Yeah, they talk about having bets and dice rolls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
consider the fact that this is a 2005 game and not exactly around the time when Pokemon started removing their gambling references. I think this is not one of those games to be affected just yet.
No.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
ESRB still existed.
Neopets has always kind of
But
been
that's
like
fair.
gambling for kids, honestly.
A little bit.
True, actually.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We technically have. I just am completely blanking what I was gonna pull up. I'm not gonna lie to you. Am I dumb? Maybe.
Nah.
Not
Been a long
really.
night.
It just happens.
It does.
I like to call that marathon luck.
Marathon luck. Oh, okay. Yeah, that reminded me. Why would you spend your money gambling when instead you can spend it donating to charity?
Yo, that's true.
I love that. I love that. Very good segue to remind everybody that we are raising money for the Transgender Law Center and that we are currently at over $1,500, only 33 away from rounding it up to the next 100, which is $1,600. So, or wait, 1.6, 1,600. I'm sorry, I can math right. I swear, but I would love to personally see that being met. Of course, we have managed to reach all of our incentives throughout the event, but it would still be very much appreciated. And considering that we are also accepting any bits and gift subs or subs during the event in which all that revenue will go toward our charity as well, if you happen to have an Amazon Prime subscription lying around unused, definitely consider giving the sub to the License-a-thon channel, in which we will absolutely ensure that your contribution will be put to the Transgender Law Center. And thank you very much for your consideration and just taking the time to watch us, everybody. We very much appreciate it.
Any Optimus Primers in chat? There we did a sequence of a wall clip from Draken Ridge that allowed us to void in some water that then put us in this little beach that presumably maybe definitely has some cut aspects to it that I'll let Shai get into in a moment. And then we can drown there again, and it will take us immediately to Illicin, or outside of Illicin Glade, I guess, and allow us to cross the bridge into Brightvale that we got fixed by Bridge Builder Brendel after saving Bogshot. And now we're just gonna go do some casual questing. We're gonna pick up a couple things from Market Town. We're going to head over to the Brightvale coast and do a couple things, so she'll have a lot to talk about cut content-wise there, including the Signet Ring.
Love the Signet Ring. But yeah, there was actually a cut NPC called Barlick the Black, who was a pirate NPC. I don't know if he was actually supposed to appear in the game or not, but I just get the general feeling he was like something with him, maybe a pirate ship, who knows, was supposed to appear in that strange little unfinished beach area down in Meridol Plains that Clyde was just at a minute ago. Some skeletons even spawn there if you drop down there, and there's a chest there.
The skeletons do walk into the void forever, which is kind of odd.
Yeah, it's very creepy. But yeah, the only reference to Barlick the Black is just some like signed dialogue discussing like his
Legacy.
treasure. Yeah, his legacy and his treasure.
And then, let's see. I feel like there was something else you told me you wanted me to remind you of here while we were going to Coast, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh, I could talk about the Market Town races.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, because there, if you played this game casually, which like Clag said, we'd be saying a lot, you may have noticed that Market Town has this really cool like they have a way to get onto the rooftops and do this really cool like parkour type section.
Like intentionally
Really fun.
traversal.
Yes, which is rare for a city in this game. And I'm pretty sure that would have been related to all the dialogue I found referencing doing races for money in Market Town. So there would have been 3 different NPCs you would have been able to race, and one of them would have been named Zippy. And he would have been a Mirka. And from what I can tell from the dialogue, he would have that would have been the only time that he would have actually needed a Mirka speed potion in the game, because he would have been just too fast otherwise, because he's a Mirka.
Sonic.
Yeah. And the other 2 are Vernon and Luger the Swift. And they would have each given like increasing amounts of money for beating them. So I feel like that would have added some nice flavor to Market Town.
There's so much stuff in this game that could have been so cool if they just didn't cut
Oh,
it, including the
I
Winnie running
know.
around here for the Vermin Catchers Guild.
That was the Mia Mice, the Vermin Catchers Guild.
Oh.
Winnies are wild Winnies from Cylin in the Pet Shop.
Whatever.
They would have been, yeah, they would have been getting attacked by Crocobex had the quest actually been implemented properly.
I'm just a
And also,
speedrunner, man.
yeah. If you ever noticed the Mia Mice running around Brightvale, like inside Brightvale, they would have been attached to the Vermin Catchers Guild quest, which would have been given by Catcher, who would have had an Australian accent in his dialogue for some reason. Like he says crikey. I don't know. But yeah, you would have also gotten money for catching all the Mia Mice.
There's also that one graveyard in front of Rathbone Crypts. We're just hitting you
Shout
back
out.
to back.
Shout out to the Signet Ring quest, where we would have encountered a ghost by the name of Sir Magentius. I think that's how you pronounce it. And he would have told you about how his honor was I don't even know what the word is. Like they
Defiled.
they defiled his honor. Okay, and everybody thinks he's the super bad guy because of where they found his body or whatever the heck. And he asks you to go find his ring in a crypt that we're going to be seeing in a minute here, right?
A couple minutes, yeah.
Yeah, a couple minutes. And once you find the ring, you would have been able to bring that to Eleanor and Bogshot, who Eleanor is still in the game. She just doesn't have any dialogue related to the quest. But yeah, she would have been very happy to know that her dad was not a traitor to Brightvale or whatever.
It's the crypt we don't have to go into at all, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Yes.
already passed that. But it's fine.
Yeah.
Close enough.
It's fine.
Close enough.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff. Like there's a number of dungeons and things that we don't even have to access for 100% that like definitely probably had more stuff in them. You saw me grab the first chest when I stopped to Roberta most recently. That was the crypts that Shai was just talking about. They're huge. Like there's a ton of stuff in them. And there's just like nothing in there. Like there's puzzles, there's like a couple regular chests, but there's just like nothing of substance.
Yeah, like it makes so much sense. That's like, the quest was cut there. That's why they built all of that only for the quest to be cut. It's so sad.
There's a couple other things like that too, if I remember, but I don't recall what they are. I mean, spires, but
Yeah, I'm trying to think as well.
Red Jack, which was the bandit we just got the plans from to start part of the coup quest line, he was apparently supposed to have a ton of interactions with us too, right?
I don't know about Red Jack. I don't know much about Red Jack other than his involvement in this quest, but I'm gonna have to look into it.
Spreading misinformation on the internet.
You might be confusing him with Derek the Bleed, to be fair, because they share the same character model, right?
I don't know. You're the cut content queen.
We already saw it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he has the same exact character model. But I can't talk about Lady Felina's party, which was another cut Brightvale quest, and I'm really upset that it got cut because it would have been hilarious. Like, basically, Lady Felina is throwing a party, and nobody in town wants to go to it. None of the nobles, but you basically just go get some stationery and give them all invitations anyway, and all of them get just so mad at you. Like, they get heated. The dialogue is so funny.
I mean, look, her party was lame or something. I don't know.
If her party was lame, unless you completed the coup quest that Flag is currently working on.
We'll finish it in a little bit.
Yeah. And if that was the case, at the end of the game, all of the attendees of Lady Felina's party would have been in Fairyland, and they would have told you how her party was an absolute blast because bandits attacked. And then Sir Caerden, who is the culprit of the coup, spoiler alert,
Brother.
he would have appeared as a political prisoner at the party for some reason.
Does that
that would
include
have
Sir not appearing being there?
I hate Sir not appearing because we still don't know what that does.
Yeah, there's we can go through it later as well when we're doing the cut content showcase, but the hack menu we have built by Ella, which is she's crazy. She basically reverse engineered this game like years and years ago, and it's still the go-to resource that we use for like everything. but the hack menu has a lot of the cut items, including cut currency, all of the invitations for or at least most of the invitations for Lady Felina's quest.
I think all of them, but I'm not sure.
Probably all of them. It has some cut like tokens and like there's a ton of stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like you can add some of them in your inventory and they just don't do anything, and some of them have like debug or error images to them. It's just so dumb. But it's so
crazy.
cool. Please, Roberta.
My dream is to have all the cut quests back in the game one day.
One day. We can actually use the fact that Roberta moves backwards upon jumping. Yes, I know. To do a very specific setup where we get a nice, quick downwards angle ledge fly. It's like fractions of a unit that she moves each time you jump. So you just turn to the correct angle, you jump 3 times, this is after grabbing that ledge, and then you just kind of ledge fly and you just go poof through the wall. And here is the end of Mountain Passage? Yes, Mountain Passage, which is a really annoying section that has, you guessed it, game over water. I haven't done this thing since I was a kid, but I remember hating it so much,
It's
and there's
horrible.
spiders everywhere, but the golden egg is an upgrade for health and mana, so it's nice. We also need it.
Mountain Passage is another place that just feels empty.
Mountain Passage is another place that feels like pain.
That
Pain
too.
without the A. What? Here we are completing our quest. So Mountain Passage puts you out in Bogshot. So that's why we kind of just warp from Brightvale to Bogshot. But we're completing a quest that we picked up from Finn over in Bogshot Village, where his friend Haplo went missing while they were playing hide and seek. That's Haplo over there. We don't have to interact with him at all now that we've killed that giant slorg, and he just kind of goes home. And this unlocks gambling, as we were talking about earlier. You can gamble on Mortogs. You can basically choose one of 3 as to whether or not they'll win, and it's like 10 Neopoints each or something, and it's so not worth your time.
No, it's not.
It also takes like a minute or something.
It takes forever for them to raise. Oh my god.
Yeah. Don't gamble, kids.
Don't do it. If you're gonna gamble, do it on Neopets, though.
Or on charity.
That too.
Put it on a wheel. Spin the wheel. Whichever,
Yeah.
whichever it lands on is which charity gets the money.
Really should.
I'm terrible. There
As
I...
you brought it up.
Hmm?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
I was just going to say, you mentioned the debug menu.
Yes.
And I happen to know about the debug menu. It really is incredible. If anyone wants to learn this game, you want to learn it on real hardware, well, soft modding your PS2 is really easy. Or at least it's easier than it used to be. And getting the debug menu installed in your game is not that hard. If you want to run it on an emulator, it's even easier. And the debug menu is like super useful. You can use it for all sorts of stuff in practice. And it was developed, to my knowledge, with pretty, like, I've been learning some PlayStation 1 development. They have a pretty well-defined set of dev tools for that. The PlayStation 2 is somewhat more meager with its dev resources, so it's incredibly impressive that it exists at all, and even more so that it's the quality that it is. Fantastic tool.
It is.
We will see it later, and it's impressive, some of the things that you can do with it. Honestly,
Truly
it's like,
impressive to have.
it's kind of unfair, if you think about it. It's like,
It's an extremely professional tool for what is like a fan hack for a game that
Oh yes.
almost nobody played. Like, that's honestly so impressive.
Ella knows what she's doing. She is a very, very impressive person.
yeah. She, yeah. There's a few things in the hack menu that are put there as kind of like trolls or Easter eggs or whatever. So like, if you ledge fly over a transition plane, which thankfully hasn't come up and I haven't done in a very long time, on console the game will crash. On emulator, you will get bonked to an upwards angle for your ledge fly and fly into the abyss into softlock unless you somehow get incredibly lucky and there's something up there, which is like 1 out of like 200 places or something that I can think of. But with the hack menu on, if you end up doing that on emulator or console, a little text box will pop up from Ella being like, oops, it just looks like you ledge flew over a transition. That's gonna kill the game, so I put you down and you didn't do that. There's also one for if you jump, I think it's like starting with 40 times in a row, you start getting text boxes. And if you jump enough times in a row without doing anything else in particular, which I don't know what it considers like a different thing, you'll just get a text box that just says yeet, and you'll be yeeted off into the distance at like 200 units. I believe the units are over 30 frames. It's really fast. For
It's
reference,
hilarious.
without speed potion, we run at 9.64 units per 30 frames. Oh, are you serious? I went too close
How
there.
dear.
My God, he command grabbed you out of the air.
Can I not be doing this, man?
Oh! All my homies hate the thugs.
They
Are they
just press
thugs?
my
I don't know what they're
I
called.
messed up. You hit you out of your window.
Bandits, whatever they are.
Yeah, they're annoying. That hasn't happened in a while. I just stepped too far forward, so I do still have enough money, so we're fine. Please, I hit square. Thank you. Here we're going to turn in the last of our Brightvale quests. I believe, I hope, I think, I pray. And then we are going to make our way back to Illisan's Glade for the last time to kill our favorite boss. Oh my god, please. Bang. That was terrible menuing.
It's fine.
To fight Galert Assassin, which also has the benefit of having a very, very, very fast kill if done correctly, and you get a little bit lucky with his positioning. Instead of doing his, like, up to 5 phase fight where he can just decide not to get hit half the time, he's a really unfun boss to fight. That's my point.
I liked the assassin. I thought he was cool.
He's cool, but, like, when you're trying to speedrun and he just doesn't get hit, like, 20 times in a row because he decided not to.
That's
Oh,
true.
we
You know
hate
what?
him.
I take it back. I forgot he did that, actually.
He's horrible.
Yeah, thankfully, he's probably going to do it, like, a couple times when I'm trying to get the melee for the setup for the quick kill. But, it shouldn't happen otherwise. But, all bosses are still stuck with the Market Town wand that we get, which is 2 tiers lower than what I have now, and you still have to just do him effectively normal, and it's a pain in the butt. He sucks, nobody likes him. He's also an assassin, so, like, that's not very cool. But this, I believe, and I'm not going to check my quests until the end of the game because I'm stubborn, I believe should be our last treasure chest that we need to grab before ending Act 3. We're going to hope that I'm right. And actually, I am going to check because I'm scared. Yeah, I'm good. So we're going to turn in 2 silver quests. One to finish Torin's quest line, and then one to this little girl who has a really sad quest line of, like, her story is that her mom died when she was really young. She's still really young, to be fair. But her mom loved pink posies, and so when we were in the Step Plateau, we got the pink posies for her, and she's like, oh my god! It's really strangely depressing for this game.
It is. It's like the same vibe as the Cut Sir Magentia's quest, the Signet Ring quest. Like, oddly depressing. Thank you, Neopets.
Yeah, really. I say that, and then I completely forgot about the guy that's like, let's lynch the guild members when they're still angry about, you know, the Black Knight being back in the darkness and the clouds and all that, and the taxes being high. It's crazy.
Let's lynch the guild members and take over.
Yeah, that's in the game currently.
Yeah, that is nuts.
It's yeah.
Forgot about that.
I mean, this is also a game with Iron Maidens, so...
Listen, they don't have to be explicitly that bad.
I mean...
There is implied torture scenes in Act 2, but...
True. An actual torture device is in Act 3, but whatever.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that.
The darkest fairy was the freakiest fairy, okay?
Look, truly nothing could be more torturous than the frog, like guiding frogs onto a pressure plate, okay?
Funny
Oh,
you
God.
mentioned that.
Oh.
Please tell me we skip it.
We can't.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That is the worst part of the run, because it's like 2.5
Yeah.
hours in, and you just have to pray that the frogs, like, want to behave, and that they're in good spawn positions. What am I doing? I'm in the wrong place.
I'm so sorry.
It's not your
Ignore
fault.
me.
That's a
Tell
me
me to
problem.
stop talking.
No, I was doing that earlier today, too, so it's definitely a shy problem.
It's totally me problem. Yeah.
It happened both times when you were around. Remember that time you upwards ledge flied here like 2 hours ago?
Oh god, don't remind me. That was pain. I
Yeah.
hate you.
So there's
Oh.
our lovely friend, and I'm going to ignore him and instead just use the rope gun that we technically wouldn't know we need yet to just go up here and do this really, really slow sequence. The only reason we have to take the rope gun up here is because there's a quest flag up here, which I missed in one run, which was super cool. It wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, so we do that, and then we hit that, and then we do the same ledge fly that we do in all the other categories to go up to this arena, and bang. And I'm holding the tech skip, so the consumable with holding square, because he has no real cutscenes, but instead just likes to yap at you like a ton. There we go, I hit it. And then we're going to swap to Roberta, and I'm going to try to get the 1 cycle. We're going to hope that I don't do this wrong.
Please. Rage.
Oh, not quite. Oh, if the melee did more damage, that was the 1 cycle. Oh well.
So close.
It's fine. There we go. Oh, that's not what it did. It was still good though. The 2 cycle is it was a pretty fast 2 cycle, so I'll take it. Ideally though, that 3rd hit of that 3-hit combo would have just kind of like deleted him into thin air, like the mist that he deserves to be. But it's infinitely better than doing what we used to do, which is like baiting his attacks and then jumping around him and doing jump shots. He can also reflect Roberta's attacks, which is like super cool, and those do a lot of damage. So let's just, you know, be happy that we don't have to deal with that.
True.
We're going to get 1 more 12-leaf clover and a golden egg from a just completely unacknowledged Altadoran hero for no reason. And then we're going to head back to Meridel. Fondaril. See if I can get this. There we go.
Yeah, the funny thing about Florindel is that we see him there in the next shop. And he is technically one of the 12 Altador heroes. Spoiler alert.
What's
But
Altador?
we'd never see him in Act 4. We see other Altadorian heroes that are in the game, but not him. Poor guy.
So you mentioned the frogs earlier, and you know we're not doing a whole lot of anything particularly interesting other than just like sequence breaking and going out of bounds. But you know that's standard fare for what we're doing here. But the Mortog herding in Act 4, this is the only category that has to do it. Fun fact.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, the all other categories, you just walk to a specific, like, side of the first place you spawn in Act 4, ledge fly out of bounds, drop straight down, free Jordana, and then go fight the Dark Faerie. Like, it takes... I think Act 4, like, optimally is, like, 4 or 5 minutes max. Like, it's stupid.
When at SGDQ, Jaxler did that trick, and I'd never seen it before, and he was like, "So how much time does that save, Tempestrel?" And I was like, "Man, it's not even about the time save. Like, I was so
hours.
upset to see. I mean, not really, because I was actually glad to see that you didn't have to do that. But it's just like brutal. Oh, we're here. This is a great trick.
Yes. Because we don't do anything with the fairies as well, as many people can notice, they don't have AI because we'd never hit the proper triggers because they don't activate until after you beat Gauntlet and hit a certain trigger. So, oh, that was a scam.
Yeah, there's a fight with a bunch of mobs before this point that you have to do before their AI activates.
So what we did is we hit the trigger up there that was normally like you go up those stairs, that door that just closed, and then you activate their fight up there. But instead we just hit that trigger, it kind of like pre-fires it, and then as soon as these guys, excuse me, are dead, we just kind of stand here it teleports us up there, and they have 0 health because we got teleported instantly into the fight. That cutscene triggers because we already took away their shield, and we just one-shot them. Now, the very last thing we have to do for Act 3 is come over to the left side, grab this Meowclops, which, Painter Howl, which is the guy we gave the fairy dust to, in Act 2, will tell you that there is a hidden tower. Wow, okay, that was crazy. There's a hidden tower right here, and Roberta's like, how would you know it's there if you can't see hidden things? Meowclops, they let you see hidden things, and there's like 3 of them in the game, I think? But you can only actually find anything with this one. This is the only thing... Yes, this is the only thing that you can, like, find with them. It's the stupidest mechanic that I love and I wish was supposed to be used more. But
So-
then...
What happens to the other 2? Are they just not accessible?
The other 2 Malclops are just kind of there. There's one in Meridol Plains that we passed by a couple times, and the other one, oh god. I want to say the other one is somewhere on the Brightville side of the map. It might be in Wereloop Woods?
Oh, I
I don't
see what you
remember.
mean. This is the only one, the only thing to discover with this Meowclops in this section of the
Yes,
game.
yes.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. All the Pet-Pets have their own little thing for those that haven't played this game, but like, the Doggle Foxes will give you increased damage, the Noils give you health regeneration, the Meowclopses give you magic regeneration, did I miss anything other than Termac? I think Big Mac is the only thing left. He gives you a combination of all of them.
Yeah, I think you got everything.
Oh, the Galleon.
Yeah, Galleon.
The Galleon increases your armor. So Big Mac is just kind of like super cool.
Love him.
Here, we do this very complicated puzzle and run, and here we are in Act 4. What's everybody's favorite shrines of Act 4 for those that have played?
I don't remember the shrines, if I'm being totally honest with you. I remember the frog
So
herding, and then I remember the maze, and I remember the other maze. I think the flip tile maze was kind of neat, but it took too long to complete for sure. Like, this area felt a little barren, playing casually, I think.
A little bit.
There's Park, there's Bazaar,
Oh,
there's
I like
Arena,
Bazaar a lot.
Yeah.
and then there's what's the
Arena
fourth
and
one?
Money.
Yeah, Money. That's what I was missing.
Right, Money is the flip tile maze, I think. I liked Bazaar. It just flavorfully, I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Bazaar was super cool. Sewer Shrine is the best shrine, and nobody can tell me otherwise. There's a lot of people that like really hate it because like the first part is just kind of, you know, you do a lot of forward and backtracking and it's kind of annoying. The second part is where you have to not get spotted by minions, otherwise it stops the eyes from being able to be toggled and open the doors that you need to go through, and that part gets people really mad.
It's a nightmare.
I think it's great. Lizard, our like Omega Brain that is actively in the community, has a video up on their YouTube channel called Sewer Shrine is Easy, and it is literally just a bunch of, you walk to the spot, you jump against this wall, and it sets their, it forces them to spawn in a certain way where they won't aggro to you, the minions that is, and nothing will happen, and you can just walk a very specific path, and every time, it's just GG easy, it's over.
It's beautiful.
It's so awesome.
I'd say my favorite shrine is Omanal. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about Zelda here for a second there.
Cannot believe you
Zelda-like.
that fast.
I'll take Zelda-like.
Can't believe you're getting this fast. How do you get them to stand still?
It's
Sometimes
based...
they just don't.
Yeah, so like a lot of it is based on how you approach them. If you go counterclockwise around them, you can't like full walk around them. You have to do it like bit by bit, and they'll just ever so slightly nudge around the circle there. It's a pain. And then we do our favorite part of the run, stretching your hands, because hand health is important. Can you please attack me, thank you? So, like I said before, Roberta's terrible. We don't like Roberta, and that's why we're killing her. She's dead. Just kidding. We actually need Roberta here to be dead. specifically for this. So I mentioned before that if you ledge fly upwards, you just kind of like go into the void and soft lock unless you hit something. That's kind of true. There are ways you can get out of it, and the one that we use here to skip almost all of Park Shrine, which is just a nightmare between doing that maze without getting hit by the Dragon Axe and then doing the Mia Mice herding here, is we just fly over this pit here, pop a revive potion, and it drops us right out of it. It is super nice. And then another little micro tech for you. If you use 2 shots of the Harrises here, they will instantly aggro, whereas if you do 1 regular shot, they'll get their whole like knockback animation, be on their butts for like 2 or 3 seconds or something like that. But instead you can just like do that, and they're super nice. These are also really good positions. And then we get to do our favorite thing right after this, the very beginning of the game, Winnie herding. Which I was so glad that the dono incentive for blindfolded Winnie herding didn't get taken, because that would have been a nightmare.
Oh god, yeah.
No, I saw that and went, no thanks. I know what that's gonna look like.
Yeah.
I don't need to watch the video to know what that's gonna look like.
It's pretty bad.
Fair.
It's pretty bad. So this last one, not this one here, but this last Harris that we put in has a chance to get stuck there and soft lock the game, which is like super cool. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Where is he? There he is. You didn't go into that? Roberta,
Oh
please.
dear.
Can we go into the circle? Or the square? That's not a circle.
Please.
No, I'm just joshing you. Thank God they put that there, because it was actually a trigger that they had to go into their little, like, pen or whatever. This game would just be literally impossible, which is just so cool. The reason we don't skip all the way back to here is that the Winnies don't spawn until the Harrises are herded, which is so dumb.
Why did they do that?
I don't
So mean.
know.
It's so rude.
So we
I'd
have to...
forgotten that there were 2 herding sections.
I know. This one has 4 instead of 3. Winnie, please. Roberta's still fine. And that is done with probably the most awful shrine that we have to deal with.
Oh,
A
that's a
lo-
relief.
Right? A lot of Act 4 is just running around and collecting things. That's probably the most gameplay we get out of Act 4, to be completely honest with you. Which sounds crazy, considering, you know, Sewer Shrine exists, and I love Sewer Shrine. But, I don't know. Casual players will hate this one simple trick. We like to call it a ledge fly. This game knows no bounds with how much to make casual players just feel terrible about themselves.
Yeah.
I also didn't
Also
check how much money I had. We're fine.
Oops.
It's fine.
Shut up, Postmaster Tilbar.
Yeah, we'll get to show off Tilbar later, too. He is a technically not cut NPC, which I think I mentioned him, or did I do that during the commentary yesterday?
I think you mentioned him a bit earlier.
I don't remember. But he was supposed to be in the game, and he's just not in the right loading area.
Mm-hmm.
So, technically, you can access him, just not on digital, and you have to know all these specific weird jump here, and then jump backwards, and then jump forward again, and you're not finding it on accident.
Yeah.
Here,
So
catch yourself. Helen the Quick. Let me go grab this chest. I also feel like the Altador had a lot of really good music, which was kind of sad that we don't get to hear more of it, especially in this run.
Very true.
Sir?
He's
just
ready.
He just wanted to dance, I guess. Shout out the cut
Saying it.
currency here.
Yeah, it was called Tal, which it was called that because Altador's beta name was Talador. Fun fact.
Which is just so much less cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, doing this entire like light puzzle sequence where you had to like reveal the path after finding this really obscure switch and then walking along the path, if you step even one block off, then you just get yeeted downwards. You can just do that, and we're done.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
Nice.
Here's the eye puzzle that you have to avoid detection with. You can just kind of do all this.
Whoop.
There's this fun little save point in the distance. You could just cut to the right, upward there. Oh, cut a little bit too far right. And then we will see this enormous area, the timed obstacle course thing that Kelland has you do. But instead, you just don't walk over this like black square of death and despair, and you won't have to do it. It's not game over, surprisingly. But it will warp you inside the obstacle course, and you will have to do it.
Yeah, we
Which-
don't want that.
It's not that bad. It just is slow. But that is Sewer Shrine completely obsoleted, and a lot of casual players will see that for the first time, and they'll be like, "Are you kidding me?"
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good. I forgot about a lot of this. That's pretty impressive.
Money Shrine is worse. Money Shrine having the maze that you have to flip the levers for, and then... Oh god, what else was it? Like the push blocks, and... Why did I talk to you 4 times?
I never knew that guy was here. The
Rogan?
map seller.
Brother.
Yeah. For the longest time, I mean.
I was supposed to feed Pogglepox, but oh well.
I also didn't know that Monty was like on the balcony at Market Town for the longest time. So.
I should know he sold maps. Yeah, it's so easy to not know, like, oh hey, there's like 5 maps here you can just buy. Because the game just like doesn't make that super obvious.
Right.
So there's a lot of people that will like see, or they're like hear of hundo runs, they're like, oh yeah, I can do that, and then they'll watch a hundo run, they'll be like, where are you buying these things from? What? That's there?
Yeah, there's so many things that people don't even realize are actually in this game or are included in a hundo run. It's funny.
And there are things we don't include, like the regular chests, the moat chests that are around. I was saying earlier, there's a lot of dungeons that aren't even touched. Like, this area's loud. Right when you leave the Black Knight fight, if you turn around, there's a dungeon there with game over water in it, of course, that I just never knew about.
Same. I never knew about it either. I really want an all dungeons % for this game one day, still.
That would be such a pain.
I would mean doing the oubliette.
Oh
Exactly.
God.
We do
Fair.
the oubliette, the Black Knight dungeon, the Signet Ring dungeon that we don't use for anything else. There's so many dungeons.
It's so bad. Just like we could not do that though. Like it's
Wrathbone Crypts. Come on. Come on.
casually.
Come
It's
on.
yeah, and I noticed you didn't go into the crypts. Is it just because you don't get like a unique item out of it?
Oh, we did.
Oh, never mind. I wasn't paying attention clearly. Sorry.
We
Bad
entered
cop.
the front. We mega jumped out of the wall to the right, and then just went directly to the chest to get Torin's like little book ski saying, "I'm the heir," and then we immediately left. We don't see any of Wrathbone Crypts.
Yeah, it's very quick.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That fair enough. I must have blinked and missed it literally.
There's a lot
It
of
can
stuff
happen.
in this run.
It is cool that you have this category because any percent skips so much. Like you never see speed tech used in any other area, except in categories like this or in like 100, like all bosses rather.
All bosses, I feel like it's like the nice medium of like it's not too long. You still get to see a lot of like the cool tech and bosses and whatnot. Any percent is just kind of painful.
It is.
We are working on grinding the popular 80% category. In short, there's a yes cloak and no cloak in 8%. Yes cloak was the original 80% and is like the flashy one. It is super cool. No cloak is boring and dumb and not as cool.
And hard.
And hard. I would argue yes cloak is harder now, but
Yeah.
we are grinding yes cloak down for the first 28 on Digi. So let's hope that happens soon, but that is a pain in the butt, because if one single thing goes wrong, you're like, oh, okay, I just lost like 20 seconds of time of my, like, minute to my summer best. Okay. Thanks. No Cloak, I believe, has a Digi record of 26 minutes and 30 seconds, and the only reason No Cloak is faster is because we don't make the detour to Cogum. If we found any sort of speed tech that we could do, or any more speed tech with the Cloak, it would probably make Yes Cloak faster again. Because they are getting scarily close to each other.
They are. I
Yikes.
predicted this.
I know you predicted it. We had the prediction, it was like 4 or 5 months ago, where people were like, yeah, sub 30 Yes Cloak win, and I was like, it's not gonna happen. Give it like 2
Told
months.
you.
It happened.
I told you.
It was a legendary moment.
I knew it was coming.
Blizzard said it too. Tor?
See, we're not crazy.
Why was Tor stanced up?
Why not?
I don't know.
Always got to be ready.
Anyway, now we're doing real janitor hours. We're literally cleaning up Altador. And once we are done with this, we go fight the titular, the Darkest Faerie. And of course, we have the trials and all that, which every casual player loves. I'm trying to think. I don't think... Roberta! Please! What was that?
That was nuts.
Why am I eating the wall?
Whew.
I know Jube taught you that walls taste good, but come on, man.
True.
That should be the last couple things we have to buy. We should be able to just run around, collect, I believe it's 5 more chests, and then check our things, and we should be good to go. We can go ahead and count, actually, the ticks on our health bar and mana bar. So each one of those ticks is an upgrade, and we're looking for 14 on each. So I'm just going to quick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're good on that, and then I will get a chance later to quickly check my luck meter, and if that's all filled out, then everything should be good. And I am over potioned because I bought way too many. That is okay. I really hope I'm underestimate. I should be underestimated. I'd be very surprised if I was like plus 13 on PV.
You're
I mean, currently at the moment, your time is 2 hours and 39 minutes.
Okay, yeah, we'll be fine.
I was gonna ask if you wanted to know. He
Yeah.
said no before,
Yeah, no PV, but oh well.
Fair enough.
but you're underestimate for sure.
Yeah. I figured we were, I was like, you know what? I don't know what could happen with Hundo, so I'm just gonna round it to 3 hours. It's not a bad bet, so
It's a fair estimate for Hondo.
yeah. But all in all, I can't be that upset with this run. I mean, I can be. I won't be. We got some
Should
fun
be.
things going on.
Yeah.
I know I had fun. And I also had fun hearing Temp have fun, so there's that too.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a lot of stupid nonsense with this game. It makes for good entertainment if you don't know what you're in for.
It's beautiful.
This should be our last chest, and then I should open the quest menu, and we should have 2 golden quests left. Thank God. I was really worried I messed something up there.
Woo!
The run should be valid. We'll check my luck meter in a second when I do this next ledge fly. And then we have, believe it or not, there's one more game over plane. This one isn't water, it's just a void. But I go for this quite spicy trick to do it instead of just doing like a high gravity mega jump or a low gravity mega jump or literally anything else, because those are slow. Let's hope I don't like die, because I have killed a run here before. Not recently.
I love the quick dart away from Outdoor every time. It's so funny to me.
A game over void, the classic.
I just jumped in bounds because I'm smart. Our luck meter, I believe, was maxed out. I couldn't quite tell there. There we go. Wait. Fall right down into there. And we'll take this, like, 20-second long elevator for no reason.
It's way too long for no reason, but it's a nice
And we
break
can't
to
even
stretch your hands.
we can't do anything through it either.
Mm-mm.
Whatever.
What a thrill. That's not licensed. I can't do that.
So we're gonna get low grav here, and I'm going to do a spin launch
could you,
over
Tim?
this game over plit. Just like that, and we're good. I was so scared that I was gonna kill that
Woo!
there. That is needlessly risky for like, I think it was like 1 second.
Hey, you got it. Because you're quiet.
And then we geared up to fight the titular, the darkest. Excuse me. Thank you. The titular, the darkest fairy. Hit 2 more cutscenes, and then time is not on the kill. We will have 2 more cutscenes, and then I will do my best to count it down, but it comes kind of abruptly.
Yep, I know where the time is.
Okay, fine. That works perfectly. I don't have to explain it.
Perfect.
We gotta
That's
see
never gonna
illustrating
change.
us forehead.
That's pretty bad, but it's fine. Okay. So we run to the end here. We hit 1 more cutscene. We turn back
Nice.
around towards Fiora, and then when the fade out starts there, it will be time. There's Illison. Shout out people not realizing Illison's there.
Yeah, Illison gets replaced with Fiora after this cutscene.
And time is right about now. Okay, that was okay.
GG's.
GG.
Nice.
Thank you.
Done.
I'm so proud.
I should have let that play. Oh well.
Oh well, it's fine.
What was the final time on that? It's probably like 45?
I think I'll let Temp explain this one this time.
Oh, okay. No. It's I had asked before. It was 2:43:28.
Really? I need
Yeah.
to...
Unless I timed it wildly wrong, but I don't think so. Yeah,
me-
2:43:28.
Let me make sure of something real quick.
Is that a good? Is that like a world record or something?
Okay, it is 15 seconds behind records.
Oh my god.
That's
Wow.
insane.
It was a good
Wow.
run. You nailed a lot of those tricks. Like
That
first
run
try.
did not feel good.
You did it. You were so close.
That's crazy.
That's my goat.
Dang. It means we're just in for it.
That is so cool. The fact that we got an almost world record is amazing, and you love to have it here on the License-a-thon stage. But of course, we're not quite done just yet, now are we?
Not yet. Soon.
Nope.
Okay. So, let me reset real quick here. Things are breaking on my computer. Please stop dying. Thank you. Let me boot up into the hack menu real quick. Turn that on and reset the console, and we can start showing off a number of things. I really hope I can read these on my desk. Okay. I know you guys mentioned in the initial, like, schedule reveal that you wanted to see the debug areas, so we can start there. Those are, like, pretty neat, but they're nothing super special. The first thing you will notice is that when I go to start a new game, we have this whole debug menu that's built into the game by the devs that Ella was able to actually activate, which is just super neat. But if I go here in Act 1, when I pause, there was normally a prompt that said new game, or resume game, not new game, I'm lying to you. Instead it says hack menu. And so we have all of these options between load area, give item, which has a number of items in the game,
All the items.
edit your Neopoints up to, I think it's like effectively 10 million. You can edit individual flags of the game. You can turn on the debug mode, which I actually don't know what that does. Suppressing loads when you go over certain things, coordinates, and then alignments.
I can tell you.
Go
Debug mode, it if you turn that on and you hold down one of the triggers, it's L2 or R2 in certain areas, it will bring up a huge list of flags. Like it'll bring up a huge list here in the forums, for example, that you can like trigger on and off. It's very interesting.
So here, we are in one of the debug areas, and this doesn't look like a whole lot, but each of these squares loads a different set of things. And then over here, we have, like, all of the swords, and shields, and wands, and not wand shields, because those don't exist, that we can just pick up. You can see those grorls there loaded. But this is just kind of a neat area that has a lot of I think some of them are unused, but I'm not 100%
Some-
sure.
I think I would have to do some really thorough research on because it'd be a
Senator here.
pain. Do you know about putting on the cloak to see different models in some of the squares?
No.
Yes, Senator taught me about that. I don't know if it's all of the squares, but some of the squares will have different spawns depending on if you have the cloak on or not, I believe.
Oh, we'll see. We'll test it.
Oh, yeah,
here.
that knight over there NPC is really interesting. Go back to that
This
square.
knight is just completely unused. Oh, he's animated.
Yeah.
I thought he was still at first.
Yeah, I think they use him for some of the knight statues in the game, but I'm not
Mm.
100% sure. I think so.
I believe these two Mirkas are in Altador?
Maybe?
I don't know. There's a lot of niche things that were cut out through here. Here's Hubert and like all of our family.
Mhm.
Wait, Dumpus isn't here.
Dumpus?
Yeah.
Maybe try with the cloak, see if it's different.
There's a specific
Reload
loop in
Trying to explain Dumpus.
Meridel
Mhm.
in the
In the
bar,
tavern.
the tavern, yeah.
Yeah.
That he's just kicking his feet and his name is Dumpus. What is this face, by the way?
He looks like a clown, doesn't he?
Yeah.
God, that's crazy.
A little bit further back from here, we'll start seeing some of the enemy spawns. A lot of it is just kind of, why is Sophie walking?
Sophie always walks. I don't know why, but she does her model walk every time you spawn in that square. Get it, girl.
All right. Here's all
Love
the
it.
pet
I love
pets.
that room.
I hate these things. And then
I
I
love
believe,
turtles.
yeah. So you have the regular Harrises here, and then the evil Harrises, which look nothing alike. Also, nothing has names, at least not all of them. Here we go. So we have Illison here, we have Fiora here, and then we have Celia?
Yes,
Okay,
Celia.
that's her name. She was the cut air fairy?
Yes, yes.
Like, fully modeled. Just
Mhm.
not in the game.
Really
whatever
wish she
reason.
was.
We
Would have been
wish.
cool. Also, Siana, the light fairy, was supposed to be in the game too, but there's no model for her, and there's not really that much evidence, but we're convinced that she was.
Probably. A lot of the enemies, or not a lot of these, the enemies will kind of just stand there until you interact with them. So you can use them as kind of like target practice if you really want to. You can practice your extra hits, and then if they throw you out of bounds, they'll just deload themselves.
Mhm.
That's a fun little thing.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
trying
the
to
cloak-
find-
I think the cloak loads different ones more with the enemy squares than the NPC ones.
Try to throw this on. With some of the giant slogan sledges we didn't see. I think this is where the bosses start.
Mm-hmm.
I know that corner. Okay, there is that guy, which we were talking
There's the
about
dragon.
before.
There's
Ooh.
the dragon minion. There's my boy.
Yeah, so this is the minion that you see in the cutscene when it breaks down the staircase in Fairyland before Roberta's like, we should go to the endless staircase.
Mhm.
They're supposed to spawn on the beach, but they're just not functional for some reason.
See, you can only see him with the cloak.
Um,
Switch to Berta and try to shoot him down.
I think I'd have to go to Act 3. You're supposed to shoot them down and then attack them with Tor. It's such a neat concept.
I love it.
This is the
Makes me
unused
sad.
casterless tail
There it is.
that I've tried to get up here, but we just can't. It has a lot of health.
Dude, it's so unreasonably tanky. Like, what in the
Yeah.
world?
We have some of the skeletons in Death Knight. This is always the favorite to go
Oh.
for training.
Clag, run at the ghost swords. Run at him. Just, you feel the collision right there? Like there's
Mm-hmm.
an NPC holding a sword.
Yeah,
Isn't that weird?
it's similar to if you go and do some tricks to get to the upper levels of the Meridel Castle in like Act 1 or something. Also, you can just click through the floor here. You can go to Scarl's chambers and the fairies have like collision there, but you can't interact with them at all. It's super
Oh.
odd.
That's strange.
Here's
Oh,
the jumping
the-
monster tentacles.
Yes. You can also attack them.
They just have
Their
regular-
animation, yeah, their animations are kind of broken, kind of unfinished. They just kind of like stretch into the sky sometimes.
All the spiders and things. There's Narfus and Werewolf King. I was wondering where they were.
Yep. Yeah, some of them just attack you on sight. It's great.
It's mostly the bosses.
Mhm.
Here, yep, the sisters and then the darkest fairy, titular. She
She's
does have a
just
health
chill.
bar. And she
Doesn't
also
really do much.
No, it doesn't do anything. if you, instead of like hitting the trigger to start the escape from the sisters in Act 1, you go and hit the Darkest Faerie, you can delete your health bar, nothing happens, and then you can play certain cutscenes if you haven't hit them already. And then this is Drake and Black Knight. There's not a lot in this one that's like super interesting, aside from like the cut tentacles, I guess. Why aren't these loading? Oh, those are cloak only, that's why.
Yeah.
The other debug areas also like kind of whatever, but this is just a movement area where in some of the demos, or like I guess prototype trailers, they had chests you could break.
One prototype trailer.
One
alas,
prototype
but yeah.
trailer, yes. But this shows off a lot of just like miscellaneous things. This is usually where we go when we're like telling people like come here and practice like your cloak dash chanting, which is like a super cool thing that you can do. I just attacked midair, but you can do that and stack your speed. If I turn on the coordinates, you'll have all those numbers up there. The cyan is your speed value, and you just kind of stack that a lot if I do the inputs right, and can get theoretically infinite. If I stop hitting R2, that'd be great. Oh well. This can give us a better... Sorry?
No, I was just saying, I just think it's really beautiful that, like, the devs use this for testing the physics in this game, and now we use it for testing, like, speedrunning tricks. It's cool.
We can do this little fun movement, just wiggling the stick between two directions. This is also where we tell people to come to practice this.
It's really great for, like, practicing all the tricks.
Oh, yeah. This, I think, has climbing on, like, all sides, yeah.
What?
Which is just so weird.
I've explored this map, and I never noticed that. That's nuts. Oh!
That looked normal.
It was. This is regular ladder, and then you have this thing, and I don't know. There's nothing like super special about this area, other than like there's the zip line up there that teaches you to jump between them, but like the game doesn't actually teach you how to do that.
No.
Which is just super cool. I don't know what these are, to be completely honest with you.
I don't.
But yeah, the debug areas are just kind of neat. They're good for practicing things. They're not super special, but here they are. One thing that we mentioned earlier in the run, which hopefully this loads. Where am I?
Not right.
Excuse me? This is not the right place.
Box percent?
Box percent? I'm trying to load...
That's Charles's box.
This is Chelsea's box. I'm trying to load the thing in the wall.
Charles's box.
Where is wall? Unused castle wall transition map. Yeah, 64. Why is it not taking me where I think it should take me? What is the parent load?
Sometimes they load in weird spots, depending on the map you're loading from. Maybe try the courtyard first, then the castle
That's what I was
transition.
about to try. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks that like some of them I had to write down for this, but a lot of these I have memorized, which is like kind of cancer.
You're just that smart.
No, I have a problem. Yeah, no, this is spawning me at the... I know I've spawned it before.
Your game feed is not updating
It's
anymore.
not
I think you did
updating anymore.
something because of the
There we go.
debug menu.
Yes.
Oh, there it is.
There we
Okay,
go.
wasn't
There we
sure
go,
if you would have it.
We fixed it. Yeah, I'm not really sure why we're not able to show off the wall thing. It's super odd.
That is
It
strange.
should be like over here, but it's not loaded out of bounds, is it? Oh, there it is. Can I get up there?
There's the whole
Thing.
Yeah, there's the hole.
iconic. Yeah. That's where you would have broken through, so to speak.
Please. Thank you, low gravity. We're gonna try to get up there. Nah, I just went in bounds. But yeah, this is the hole they talk about patching is just that little seam right there by Tor's head. Presumably we would have just broke it in Act 3, but we really have no idea.
See if you can load in the transition now.
From
Now that you're in the courtyard.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna put me at the box again. It put me at the box.
No.
Yeah, it's super odd. We also don't know why this box is here.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
You can try to grab it, but you can't grab it. I don't know. There's a lot of like weird things like this. One thing we did in one of the old NA% routes, and I guess all bosses too, was there was this crystal at the 0-0, like the origin point of the abandoned mines, and if you went there, it would just teleport you to the boss.
Time for spires.
The unused tower first. So
Oh yeah, that too.
we have the final boss tower, which is the whole thing. So we theorized this would have been like, it's the same room that we were in before, when we entered like to Act 4, but we were thinking this was supposed to be like the Darkest Fairy spawns. All of his tail is so flat.
It's weird.
But it's like just a gauntlet of bosses, and you go up these stairs. I believe the sisters are in here too. I know Black Knight's in here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's the Black Knight. It has a ton of really cool ambience.
Yeah, this room is so cool.
We don't know if they would have had the same fights for that, or if this would have been like a new era. Oh god, it's this thing.
Yeah. My personal theory is it was like nightmare versions of past bosses.
Yeah.
This is the mystery spider boss room.
Yeah.
It's theorized this would have been a spider boss, and that right there is an egg sac that we would have actually, I think Lizard found that thing that would have had actual like, attack values. Like we would have had to kill that thing somehow.
Yeah, but you can't go up the thing behind it, so you're supposed to take this climb. Also, if you drop down there, it's game over. By the way, this game loves
Lovely.
game over.
It does.
Um,
This would have been a much better boss fight section, though. This would have been a lot more like cinematic, at least. I feel.
it would have been way cooler. You take this really long climb up here, and I think this was the sisters, maybe?
If not, we're getting close. I know Narvi is up
Yeah.
here too.
Sisters.
Yeah, here's the sisters.
They're just kind of like that. Why is her...
Yeah, none of them are solid.
Yeah, none of the NPCs are solid. This is the stairs. The stairs aren't even here. Oh, they're...
I think it's the other side.
Yeah.
Let's keep going up, yeah. There you go.
So you can drop out of the, like, the actual final boss area with the Darkest Fairy out of bounds and get, like, load regular Act 2 Fairyland, but you just can't do anything with it. Also, the cutscene where her mirror gets broken is this. You just never see the mirror in game.
Yep.
Solves a lot of mysteries with that. And then I believe this last one is the Darkest Fairy herself.
I think so.
Yes. And then this arena was a little different, but mostly the same. And then
Well,
she's just
actually, I think it is the same arena. It just looks different.
Was this? I guess this was here. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, they just block you off from seeing the rest of it normally. But like, if you, I think Senator is the one who found that actually. If you mega jump out of the boss fight arena here, you can access the rest of the gauntlet down below and see all that stuff.
Oh,
So,
that's
yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah. But there's that. It's like super odd. Where did I have this written down? There it is. So we saw spires when we were leaving the Meridel Vault. So I'm going to spawn in, like, right at the entrance of it, but we're going to turn around. So there was the save that we had earlier, right here. So over there is where you get, like, the Ancient Sword after fighting those 3 Death Knights. You come to the save, and normally you would save here, and this transition was supposed to be here. Instead, they just replace it with, like, a black fade, and then you go directly into fighting the Drake. But you're supposed to go through this whole, like, tunnel into this, which is spires. It's enormous.
It is
so
beautiful.
Cool. It has enemies in it.
It does.
Yes, there's enemies, there's chests, there's puzzles, there's everything.
It's so like finished.
It's magnificent. It's pretty much finished. They just literally sliced it off end to end and moved it out of bounds. It was supposed to go right between the lower Knight's Crypts and right in front of the Drake fight, like the Drake treasure room. Like, at the end of this is whenever you would have fought the Drake.
Yeah. We can still get to Drake by just jumping out of bounds there. As well. Yep. We're fine.
Yeah.
This is probably game over. I just don't know for sure. But, like, it's fully finished. Like, this place is so neat. It's enormous. There's unused lasers in here. You have push blocks that don't align properly to the grid. I think this is 36. I don't know.
Fires is my Spires is my only claim to fame because the only thing that I've ever discovered was that you can get the cutscene into the Drake fight by just falling in the pit at the end of it.
You can pull this back and then do one of these and get up here. It's a whole platforming section. There is a maze at the end of it. Like, Spires would have been so cool if it was in the game.
So cool.
Some of the collision is kind of bad, but
Yeah.
it's
so good.
It's such a shame it got cut.
Like, it's so finished.
Yeah, it really does look complete. It's very professional looking.
I know.
Yeah.
And
It should have been in the game.
like, even the books in Brightvale Library reference it. It's like, I don't remember what exactly it says. I think it's like something along the lines of they kept building over the old castles of Meridel, and so this is supposed to be one of those old ones or something like that. But
There was a great sinking and then a great
Yeah.
something or other. There was like 3 different great things that happened and sunk all the old castles to the bottom. And so, yeah, they just built on top
That's
of it.
Dark Souls lore.
right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then you had stuff like when you're walking over the pit. Also, I didn't realize that moat chest was there. When you're walking over the pit that takes you to the oubliette normally, you can see spires in the pit. Like the little tips of these, for lack of a better
Yep.
word, spires.
Yes.
And it's just like, there was so much to it that they just didn't finish and put in. And it's just so sad.
There was
Yep.
so much work put into this.
I think we need to move on to our next run pretty soon. So if
That's
there's
fine.
one more thing you wanted to show or talk about,
Yeah, we can do that. I can load into this real quick. That's not what I meant to load into. Should be 6C. And then down here. And from here it should be 7A. If you load from interiors, it kind of gets a little weird sometimes. And then this should be 7B. Maybe? Unless this just isn't going to work for me. If it doesn't work, it's not a big deal. There we go. So there was this whole sequence of events where you're supposed to be able to pull a hidden lever
In the gambling room.
in the gambling room, and you could get access to this locked, like, vault treasure room in the top of Meridel. Or like the second floor that just has a ton of stuff in it, and there's just this locked room that you're like, you can't go into it. And presumably maybe this would have had the key to King Skarl's chambers instead of you just being able to walk up there past Gauntlet and do all that.
I think one of the chests might give it to you,
Yep.
unless I'm crazy.
Might have been the minion, but it just goes to show that there's just a ton of stuff that they like. It's fully finished, and like pulling the lever to pull the ladder down works. It's just it's not there, and dropping into this hole takes you to the bed because the ladder would have come down right there. So
Yep.
cool.
it's super neat.
Fantastic.
Well,
That's super awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing that stuff off. I
thank
really
you for
appreciate that.
having us. Sorry, it's so much.
Yes, thank you.
Honestly,
that's
the more
all right.
content, the better. I mean, it's what the people paid for, and I think you delivered amazingly.
I'm glad we think so. I tried to make it a decent run, but some stuff went rough, but it's fine.
It was
You
pretty
did
good.
great.
All
All
right.
right, if
Well,
people
if
wanna
you'd like
see
to give
more-
any,
No,
sorry.
go ahead. You're the commentator. Sorry.
No, that's fair. I was just gonna say, any final shout outs that you wanted to make? That's the first time we've spoken over each other like that. Dang it.
Shout outs to the whole Neopets community for being so supportive and coming out to everything that we do, and just getting me into speedrunning in general, like taking it seriously. And shout out to Shy for being the cut content queen and just taking time to be here for this. This is super cool.
Not a problem.
And thank you guys for hosting us.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
Absolutely our pleasure. And folks, do not touch that dial, because we've got 2 more games left within the event. We have our little back-to-back Scooby-Doo block, and it'll be featuring the wonderful Coley, so don't go away just yet. We will be back with you sooner than you think, and with that, it is going to be fantastic. So stick around for our first entry of Plug and Play goodness. You're watching License-a-thon 2026, and we are a go.